Hello!
We're here! We made it.
We're back.
We're a little later this time,
Yeah.
but there's good reasons.
Yeah, mostly we just really weren't excited about it.
Yeah, it's a good, yeah.
I mean, not, TLDR for the next hour and a half.
Yeah. This is like the first time I think we've both been very lukewarm on the WWE offering. Because usually we kind of like it. We're like, yeah, it's not the best. Like, it's not like gangbusters all the time, but it's fine.
I want to see a graph now of our reactions, just like the ups and downs and then the spikes every time there's a Royal Rumble, and then just like crashing through the y-axis for the last WrestleMania, and then the next episode after like the best WWE pay-per-view we've had in such a long time.
Yeah.
Is this like deeply wet thud?
Deeply mediocre, I think is the term we're looking for. Yeah, that was wild, man. It was like, I know we say this a lot, but it was like an episode of Raw.
Yeah. Yes. The next. So, yeah, we're today on Sidewalk Slam, which, by the way, is this podcast. Welcome to Sidewalk Slam. I'm Graham, and that's Adam, and we are here to discuss narrative and storytelling in WWE's main roster product. And our most recent episode was WrestleMania 2019. And so this episode, of course, is the next network special in WWE's chronology, The Shield's final chapter.
You got me. You comedian, you, Graham.
Did you even watch this?
Nope.
No.
Sure didn't.
No. Okay.
Can we talk? Can we just?
It's money in the bank. Today's
Now that
episode
you've brought
is
it
money
up,
in the bank. Yes.
You brought it up by proxy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, Graham. So
the Shield's final chapter was a pay-per-view, a network special, not a pay-per-view, a network special with, 3 matches.
Yeah.
4 dark matches and 3 aired matches for a combined total of not even half an hour in-ring competition.
Okay.
Finn Balor defeated Elias, Bayley and Ember Moon defeated the Riot Squad, and the Shield, shocking no one, defeated Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Wait, didn't the Shield fight literally those 3 guys in the Shield's last match at Fastlane 2 episodes ago?
Yep.
Yeah, and then they were like, actually, we're gonna air a house show for fun.
Wait, so it just didn't happen?
No, it happened.
It happened.
Then and the Shield won. That was like the final time that the Shield, because Dean Ambrose is leaving.
Yes. So this is important. Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
They had talked about it for weeks leading up to this, and that Dean Ambrose was not renewing his contract with WWE.
Yeah.
And now the wrestling world has kind of been turned upside down a little bit, I would say. Like, it's a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan, I think.
Yeah.
Because AEW had their
All Elite Wrestling.
Yes.
They had their second their first event as AEW.
Yes. Because before it was just like
A bunch of folks. It was
Yeah,
like
just
Cody and the Young Bucks.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega sort of. He wasn't even. Was he at All In?
He was on.
Okay.
He was at All In.
They did a one-off pay-per-view live show thing called All In that ended up being very successful.
Yeah.
And then they got an investor and who has a lot of money and is really keen on the idea. And now they've founded AEW Wrestling, and they did their pay-per-view Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, which was their first event as AEW. They announced that they have a TV deal on TNT starting in the fall.
That's crazy.
Turner Broadcasting, previous
back,
home
baby.
of WCW.
WCW.
And yeah, Cody made a post. He's like, I appreciate the significance of getting a deal on Turner Broadcasting. I get it.
Yeah.
And now I have not yet watched
I haven't watched it yet.
Double or Nothing because
awesome.
I am trying to find a way to purchase it legally in Canada and coming up short. I have watched the Casino Battle Royale, which was aired for free on the Bleacher Report YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of a mess, if I'm honest, but fun. I've heard the main show. I've heard that the main show of Double or Nothing is great, and I've seen spoilers from it. I've seen clips from it. It looks great. It looks really good, and this is only good news for people who are fans of wrestling. And it seems awesome. And the main event of Double or Nothing was Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega.
Yes.
Because Chris Jericho has been, as soon as they formalized AEW, he was like, yes, I'm in. He was on board, and he versus Kenny Omega, because they had storyline in New Japan. So that was their thing. They have a championship belt. There is no AEW champion yet, and the deal was that the winner of this battle royal that I watched, battle royale that they called it that I watched, that person would challenge the winner of Jericho versus Omega for that title at their next pay-per-view event.
I can't remember what it's called.
All Out.
All Out. That's what it was. Yeah.
But after that match,
Yep.
who should come walking down out of the crowd, just like he's always done, jump in the barricade and into the ring, a man by the name of Jon Moxley.
Yeah, that's a way better name, too.
Jon Moxley had a bit of a career on the indie scene, most notably in some deathmatch and hardcore matches in CZW.
Yes.
And but made a name for himself as a solid worker, and then went to WWE, where he was known as Dean Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly, Dean Ambrose, not even a month after his last appearance,
it was like exactly like
April 21st actually was the Shield's final chapter. So I guess a little over a month, and he shows up.
Because he probably had like a no compete clause. For
Yeah.
like 30 days. It's usually 90 days, which is weird.
Yeah. But yeah, he shows up in AEW at Double or Nothing. It's a big surprise, honestly. Like, no, people hadn't really called it.
Yeah.
And, or maybe not, because he put out a cool video, like a teasing something, but it wasn't really clear that he was going to be at Double or Nothing or whatever. People were thinking he was going to be New Japan, or some people thought he was just done with wrestling. No, he was just burned out on WWE.
Oh, dude. Yeah, because Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. or I guess Jon Moxley, did an interview with Chris Jericho on his podcast and talking about like what he was upset about with WWE.
Yeah, and if I can paraphrase, I have it here. The paraphrase was, everything Graham and Adam says is correct.
Turns out we were right about a lot of stuff that we joked about. Vince McMahon doesn't know what's going on.
Beach is up
How
on the mic.
prescient.
Yeah. Now he did not name check us specifically.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
I'm just saying that he confirmed basically everything that we'd said about how WWE operates behind the scenes and how their storylines are handled and how Vince will just make shit up.
Yep.
Vince is a deeply unusual man.
Yeah. I will say that Dean Ambrose are we calling him Jon Moxley now?
I guess.
Okay. I will say that Jon Moxley.
Jonathan Good is his real name.
Yeah.
But Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley's Vince impression sucks.
Yeah. He's no RVD. RVD's good at impressions.
Really?
You ever seen RVD's Shawn Michaels impression?
No.
After I was gone for a while and I came back to the Royal Rumble, he was like, well, that's what I enjoy about these things is like you get to see people that aren't normally here that come back, you know. And
It's amazing. He can even do the eye.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
Anyway, so him showing up at Double or Nothing, I think really helped like legitimize it. Not that they needed the help.
They didn't.
But that was a wow moment.
It was more, for me, it was like, oh, now we get to see Jon Moxley be Jon Moxley. You know what I mean? Like,
but
it always
also
felt
it was
like he was
like
kind of held back. Like
he was a main eventer. He carried WWE for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? As the champ, as the face of the company, whether they wanted him to be or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "You're making me do dumb stuff." Basically, they found out he was good at comedy.
Yeah.
And had amusing delivery, and then just started writing him wacky goofball shit.
Fuck,
and he was like,
it just makes so much sense. It's like, good Lord, this company.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, like, and apparently the Shield reunion, guess how much Dean Ambrose got paid to do that?
Oh, the Shield's final chapter?
Yeah.
I heard about this.
You want to take a stab at it there, Beach?
I don't know. Is it like for like one match?
Well, this was the Shield's final chapter. This was because this was technically beyond his contract. This was like his last date.
Oh, so he'd
before
already
leaving.
wrestled. So now it's come back and do it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contractors generally make like 2 to 3 times what a normal person will make in those senses. So
Well, they're always contractors.
Oh,
though.
they're always you're right.
Right.
So right. So independent contractor for WWE. Did he make $100,000?
You're way over. You're about 99,000.
I'm sorry. Did he make
$1?
$1?
He made $500.
You're way over. $100,000
for this 15
$500
for this 14-minute
I
match.
just feel like this crown, this capper of like,
Yeah.
oh, we need you back. Shit, you're out of contract. We need you to come back for this one thing. But you're right. They're shit heels. You get paid scale.
$500, dude.
Yep.
Could you imagine? He said on the podcast, he's like, I still have the check. I might frame it. That's pretty good, dude. Like, yeah, don't cash it. Do not cash that check.
Because he's signed a contract, a multi-year contract with AEW.
Yeah.
He's going to be working with New Japan. They had been teasing stuff in vignettes. I didn't know this because I don't follow New Japan, but they'd been teasing stuff in vignettes with someone who was going to be someone like holding a knife. Oh, they were just showing close-ups of this knife that someone was going to be in a program with someone in New Japan, and then after Double or Nothing, it was revealed in a video package on Jon Moxley's Twitter account that it was him all along.
Mm-hmm. It was me.
Yeah, and so he's gonna be working at AEW. He's gonna be working in New Japan, and he definitely has not lost his love for wrestling.
Yeah,
and presumably the amounts he can now request being former WWE.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, is WWE the only promotion that's as bad at this for like internally for wrestling? Do all the other promotions, are they a lot better to their?
You don't hear about it. I'm
as
sure
much
they
or
do.
often?
Yeah.
There's problems. in every promotion.
There's a deep history of what's known colloquially as carny bullshit,
yeah.
because pro wrestling comes out of that whole world,
I
right?
would've
Of
just
like the
assumed-
traveling carnival.
Yeah, I would have just assumed that New Japan is probably really tied up with the Yakuza.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just made that assumption. So anyway,
I don't think that's an unreasonable assumption. I don't know if it's true, but it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'd buy that.
Yeah.
I actually think it's probably not true, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'd buy that.
Well, I'm sure there's lots of like, just because of the WWE and how globally, how big their global presence is, we hear about how awful it is a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, even I'm trying to get through, Dean Ambrose did an interview with Wade Keller, who is another pro wrestling journalist.
Yeah.
And I'm about halfway through the first part. And he talks about how they tried to not talk about stuff that they talked about on the Jericho podcast. And he talks about how just Vince needs to go fishing or something, just take a break.
Yeah.
Like he feels like he thinks Vince, nobody works harder than Vince. And Dean Ambrose doesn't come across as like the usual kind of wrestler thing where they get fired or they leave somewhere and they just run down the company and they say how awful it was. And he's like, there's like,
he's being respectful about it.
He's being super respectful about it, which is fine. It's like, but I mean, like, even if you like working in a place, you can still criticize how they do things.
Yeah.
And they like the number of problems about like writing and how storylines were changed 2 hours before the show was supposed to go on the air, and they're just like, we got to rewrite it. And it's like, what do you mean we got to rewrite it? Like, we can't have you say that.
They
like,
recently put up a job posting for a continuity manager.
really.
WWE did, yeah. I had some people tweeted at me being like, hey, look, which is something they desperately need, and I doubt they'll use it. They have like, how many writers do they have?
That's one of the problems.
Dozens.
On the Wade Keller podcast.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose said they have too many writers. They have too many people who came in from outside the business, which I hate that term. You know what I mean?
You can
Like,
be outside the business. The problem is not the people's origins or the number of writers. It's the problem is that they can do all the planning in the world that they want, and then at a moment's notice, with absolutely no regard for how a storyline is supposed to play out or how it will play out, Vince will just be like, "No, we're doing this."
Yeah. He said that was a big problem. Was that? I just totally lost my train of thought.
You can't plan your story beats if minutes before you go live, your boss goes, "No, we're changing this." It's impossible. You can't tell a story like that.
His biggest complaint was that they had taken the storyline and the promos out of the hands of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Who know the business and know their characters and know what they can do and rather than having like, if I was going to write something for Graham, it wouldn't be as good as if Graham wrote something for Graham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that all wrestlers are like literary masterminds, but to give it an idea, like, this is what I think my character would do. And then the writer can take that.
You want to have, well, also, so you want to have sort of like the way that I would see this working, right, is like directive from Vince, right? Like, I want to have so-and-so face so-and-so in the main event of SummerSlam. That'll sell tickets. And so it's like, great, okay. That's our end goal. So how do we then craft a storyline between these two wrestlers to get to that point? I think we want to hit these beats. Then you go to the wrestlers and go, these are, I think, the beats we want to hit. How do you feel your character gets there? Work it collaboratively.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's a collaboration.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So it's just like,
and then we see how it falls apart.
It seems like as complicated as wrestling is, and as like nuanced as it can be, it feels like it's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
At the same time,
it should be.
Like it's like, here's the thing, bang, 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 bang. We want to get here. How do we get there?
Yeah.
In the best possible way.
It should be straightforward.
It should be straightforward.
And yet, this is the Money in the Bank. The main thrust of today's episode is the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania, and it feels like not much happened.
Dude, nothing happened. Even leading up to this, nothing happened. Like nothing happened.
Oh, I meant in the lead up. Like what? Like,
oh yeah, like
again, that's the point of this episode. We'll go through the storylines, but it's like
the big storyline was Shane and Miz still, but even then, it was just like it was Miz attacking Shane over and over again, kind of, and then Shane being like, "I'm the best in the world. Time to surround myself with some goons," and he surrounded himself with some goons. Cool, man. That was it.
It's very strange.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is usually the problem leading into the Money in the Bank because the multi-person matches never have, like, a story. I mean, remember...
You can do storytelling within the match.
It was a couple years ago. Remember when they did Money in the Bank and they all did that promo where they all sat on ladders?
That was dope.
That was
one
awesome.
of the best promos.
Yeah.
Because it was like everyone sold you on their reason for why they should be the winner.
Yeah. That was right in the heat of the Sami, Kevin, Owens feud, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I forgot all about that. And then I was like, oh, yeah, they did that rad promo.
So, I guess we should get into it. But, yeah, the TLDR for AEW looks sweet. I'm excited to watch it. I do want to watch Double or Nothing. I haven't found out a way to do that legally in Canada yet. I will probably tweet my thoughts.
I won't lie. I definitely got more excited when I found out Jon Moxley was there. Like, it
yeah.
worked, right? Like, it
Big
worked.
time.
I was like, oh. Now I want to watch. I kind of wanted to watch before, but now I'm like, I really want to watch this.
Also, what I like, one thing I did want to hit on before moving off of it was that something I like about AEW is that WWE's persona with Vince and the McMahons and everything is that they're this evil family of narcissists.
Yes.
And AEW's thing is that they're a babyface company. Right? Yeah. Like, even though Cody is technically a heel, kinda, the company they're just out there trying to do good. You know? Yeah. They're talking about, like, pay rates. The Double or Nothing was sensory inclusive.
Yeah, that's
which
wild.
They made, which they talked about, like the world's first sensory inclusive, which is to say, like, if you had tickets to the show and you showed up and you or your kid was on like the autism spectrum, they were like, great, here's a bag of stuff. And it was like, they had like fidget toys, noise canceling headphones, like that are worth like $50. And they were just like, here's the bag. They had a room, you had to pre-register for it, but it didn't cost any extra. They had like a quieter room to watch the event in, like at the site, just like, cause they care.
That's crazy,
right? There's an interview with Cody that was going around about because he was talking to Brandy, right?
Right.
His wife, who is black, and Cody was like, "Oh no, I don't. Whatever, I don't see color." And she was like, "Then you don't see my experience." And he was like, "Oh, I see. Ah,
yeah,
right." You know,
who's the name of that governor that commented? The real popular one.
AOC.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, this is
Ocasio-Cortez.
She's a congressional representative."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Mitch.
I don't know why I thought. Yeah,
I'm
bad with politics.
I don't totally understand the American system as it stands anyway. But the point is, you know, stuff like that, you know, or anyway, the point is, it sounds like they're good people trying to do good.
I do want to.
Which is nice.
I watched NXT Takeover 25.
Oh, sorry, real quick. I did, just because I sort of glossed over. I said I watched the Double or Nothing Casino Battle Royale, and I said it was a bit of a mess. It's just a weird format for a Battle Royale.
Oh, okay.
And I think this is counterpoint to something we were just talking about. I think they might have given the wrestlers maybe a little too much freedom to like do their own thing, because the camera was definitely missing some stuff, because like people were trying to do their own thing at the same time in different parts of the ring. And so I think production was like, I don't know who to follow. It's like, do I watch fucking Glacier was there? That was weird.
Yeah, that's rad as shit. Dude, when I was a kid, loved Glacier. Thought it was the coolest thing because he looked like Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's worth checking that out. But yeah, I do want to watch Double or Nothing. So, and then you watched Takeover.
I watched Takeover,
which I understand was fresh as hell.
Yes, it was very good.
Sweet.
I say this every time, and I'm like, how does it keep getting better? You know, or how do they? Why?
Yeah.
How does something that WWE is so vehemently criticized for work so well for NXT, which is the same company and not the same writers and everything, and obviously Triple H runs NXT.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the big difference. I don't know how much of a hand Vince has in NXT, if at all. You know? But I was trying to parse it out, and I couldn't figure. I was like, why is this so good? And it's just like everything is given a sense of urgency and a sense of respect, and every storyline is given like gravitas, and like there's a reason for everything.
And this episode of Takeover featured recent NXT debut Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about, because I forgot how good Tyler Breeze was.
Yeah, because he doesn't get a chance to do anything on the main roster.
Yeah, so now, and he wrestled.
So he's now back in NXT. Like he is an NXT superstar again.
Yeah,
he's actually.
And I don't even think it's a downgrade. A lot of people are like, oh, he got called down. It's like, no, he just gets to work and do his thing and be a character again. And
yeah, he was in the title match.
Yeah, he was in the North American title match against Velveteen Dream, and it was awesome. I loved it. I thought it was great. A lot of fun. Velveteen won. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't watched it. What else happened? Shayna Baszler beat Io Shirai.
Nice.
And I think they're working towards Baszler versus Candice LeRae for like the big kind of blow off to this like Baszler run of dominance. Because Baszler's beat everybody.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, and she's tied with Samoa Joe, and I think one other person who I can't name off the top of my head for. I believe everything that they do in the ring. And I think Shayna Baszler is awesome. I think she's going to be awesome when she moves up to the main roster, and hopefully it works out for her. I think she's great. And what else? There was a ladder match for the tag team championship, because the
ladder matches,
the War Raiders or the War Experience or the Viking Raiders. They're the Viking Raiders now, right?
Yes, they were the War Raiders, and then they debuted. We talked about this, I think.
Yeah,
that they debuted on Raw as the Viking Experience.
Yeah,
and everybody was like, "That's terrible." Yeah. And then they sort of compromised on the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
the Viking Experience.
Yeah, that name stunk.
So
stink,
bad.
Stink, stunk. That's a
so
Grinch.
Bad.
That's a real Grinch rhyme.
Yeah,
stink, stink, stunk. So then the Street Profits won that one, who admittedly I don't know a lot about because I can't really watch the week-to-week NXT stuff. I watch it sometimes. And then in the main event, Adam Cole beat Johnny Gargano for the NXT title.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. And it was awesome. It was a good match. That they just like the whole selling point in leading up to the rematch was that Adam Cole was mad because he beat Johnny Gargano in the first fall. And he's like, if that was any other title match, I'd be the champ right now. And that's it. And then Gargano's like, well, but it wasn't. And I beat you 2 times in a row. So suck it. And then the Undisputed Era beat up Gargano a lot. And then Gargano ended up requesting the title match or to defend his title because he figured that he was never going to get away from it anyway.
Right.
And the Undisputed Era was probably just going to keep beating him up. And then Adam Cole won. It's weird hearing Johnny Gargano get booed.
That is weird. How'd they do that?
Just Adam Cole being so popular.
Wow.
There's like
I thought Adam Cole was a heel.
He is, but you know how wrestling fans are. And Gargano is like very much displayed as a babyface, even in like week-to-week TV and like like everything that Gargano does is displayed as like you are the babyface.
Even after that brief tag team with Ciampa.
Yeah, but I think like his storyline was like he was just trying to do whatever it took to get a title win, and he saw what Ciampa was doing, and finally came around on it. And that was like his growth as a character. It wasn't necessarily like I'm a bad guy. It was just like I want to win titles, and it looks like it works for Ciampa, so why wouldn't it work for me?
Right.
And Ciampa's been cleared for non-contact exercise.
Oh, good.
So he's on his way back.
He had surgery.
He had neck surgery.
Yeah.
And it was looking pretty grim there, but apparently he's been cleared for non-contact workouts.
Awesome.
So he was on the pre-show. He got up on the table, started yelling at everybody.
Oh, sweet.
Great. So yeah, it was a good show. It was a lot of fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, NXT was just NXT. It was just really good, and it's what we've come to expect. And I don't think anything's going to change going forward. It's weird how like every time NXT loses like a crop of people, they're like, well, they'll never recover.
Well, NXT's dead now.
Yeah, and then they continue to get better.
Yeah.
But I mean, thankfully, they've had people like Gargano and Ciampa who've been down there forever.
Yeah.
And just are willing to stick around. You know?
Well, they were bringing them to the main roster.
Yeah.
Right? And then Ciampa got injured, and they were like,
Yeah, it's fortuitous, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that Ciampa and Gargano were doing.
They were up there with when Aleister Black and Ricochet got brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's
the main
reason we're here.
Bulk of this episode.
I mean, there's been a lot of wrestling to talk about.
There has.
I think going forward, too, like we'll touch on AEW. Like as long
we're
as
gonna
we
have
find
to,
a way.
yeah.
I don't think I think it's more like, and we're both excited to watch it.
Yeah,
it's like we want to watch it. It's okay. Yeah. It's not like more wrestling. Like the wrestling will continue until the morale improves. Like you know what I mean? Like. Which you can buy on the Loading Ready Run store. I beat you to it, you fucker. Yep. Yeah.
Beat Beach to the plug.
Yeah.
So yeah, live in Hartford, Connecticut, at the XL Center, and brought to you by. I can't find the sponsor.
Who is the sponsor?
Is it Twix this time?
Maybe there wasn't a sponsor.
Oh, WWE's dead. No sponsors.
Jersey Milk.
Jersey Milk. It's usually Snickers.
Yeah.
Brought to you
by
by
the WrestleMania
Snickers.
one.
Yeah. But usually Snickers or something.
Live from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
It's Money in the Bank.
Brought to you by Charleston Chew. That's the name of it. That's
sure. Yeah. We'll say it's brought to you by Charleston Chew.
There was a wide range of emotions that crossed past your face when I said Charleston Chew.
It took me a sec to remember what Charleston Chew was.
The real big ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I always used to like them when I was a kid because they were really big. They cost as much as a regular chocolate bar. So like,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. So Money in the Bank.
Cool.
As a reminder, the conceit of a Money in the Bank ladder match is that multiple participants, generally six or eight it's been, have a ladder match where suspended above the ring is a briefcase which contains a contract that they can cash in at any time to have a title match against the champion of their choice.
Yes.
And typically these get cashed in at a time when the champion is at a disadvantage. The very, very first one, they did it like it was announced. It was like, cool, I'm going to use this contract and I challenge you at this pay-per-view. But since then it's been like they're unconscious in the ring and the person runs down and goes, quick, ref, do it. And the ref hits the bell and then they...
Well, to be fair, though, like the first one was Edge, right?
Yeah.
And then
that was RVD. RVD was the first Mr. Money in the Bank, and he was the one that was like, I challenge you.
No, he wasn't the first.
Formally, wasn't
Edge
he?
was the first. Because Edge was the first winner, or the first Money in the Bank, because he cashed in at that New Year's Revolution thing at the end when everyone thought that he was just going to use it at WrestleMania.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Edge was the first winner. And then at the end of the show, because McMahon came out.
I'm
like,
conflating that with the, yeah.
Right. But you're thinking, but RVD was one of the people that went ahead of time, was like, hey, I want to fight you, John Cena, ahead of time. This is me throwing out my challenge.
Yeah.
Presented by Papa John's.
Right. Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Okay.
Terrible pizza.
Never had it.
Don't.
Okay.
It's not it's not great, and Papa John himself kind of an asshole.
Oh.
So there you
wait,
go.
Papa John's an asshole?
Yeah, shocking, isn't it?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Little Caesar, on the other hand, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little Caesar, what a
It might just
homie.
be all discount pizza joints have terrible owners.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
What about James Jonathan?
Godfather Pizza, the guy who owned that for a while.
Oh yeah.
Is James Jonathan an asshole?
James John. Does Lesnar still wear Jimmy John's branding on his
I don't
trunks?
know. Yeah. But I want to know if James Jonathan is an asshole.
There was a pre-show match with the Usos defeating Daniel Bryan and Rowan
Yeah, they're the tag
on
team champs.
on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Huh.
They won the tag team championships against the Usos.
This wasn't even a title match. This was
Yeah,
just
it's
a match.
non-title. It's weird. Like
Yeah.
who? What? Why?
So yeah, since WrestleMania, it's a pre-show match, but since WrestleMania, what's been the storyline there? Daniel Bryan and Rowan are like, cool, I guess we're a tag team now.
Same thing. They're the planet's champions. They
Yeah.
want to save the planet by
And they-
winning every title in the WWE
How's that gonna? All right.
because they get more power, more influence. Graham.
Okay.
TV,
all right,
like
all right.
magazine covers,
Yeah,
and they have a soapbox that is surrounded by microphones that they're easy to be able to stand upon
Sure.
and spout their anti. What's the word I'm looking for? The fact that all of us humans use up energy willy nilly and
Entropy? Is that what you're talking about?
Consumerism.
consumerism.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
How we use our consumerism to destroy the planet. And now that gives them a platform. And everyone knows that if you're a WWE champion, people respect you and take your opinion seriously.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. The show opens with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match for a contract for a women's championship match of your choice at some point in the future. Your participants are Naomi, who starts in the ring for some reason, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, Dana Brooke, Natalia, and Bayley. Stop talking over the entrances,
Yeah.
commentary team, for F's sake. Like, the whole, it's part of the pageantry is that the music hits and it's people's entrances. And they just talked totally over. Naomi started in the ring for one thing, and they just talked totally over her and everything she was doing. And then Carmella's music hits, and they just kept on talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, let them have their entrance, for hell's sake. Also, I found this interesting. So as Carmella's entering, they talk about how she's been the only person to win 2 Money in the Bank, the only woman to win 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. Because, of course,
Right, she's won 2.
2 years ago,
Yeah. She won
they-
the first one.
She won the first one because with the James Ellsworth interference, and
she
then
won it
they did a makeup one on an episode of Raw 2 weeks later because of the controversy,
Yeah.
and she won that one legitimately. So she's technically won 2. Then when Natalia was entering, they said that she has been in more Money in the Bank matches than any other woman on the roster,
But,
which is not true.
yeah, because Carmella's been in every one, hasn't
No,
she?
she hasn't.
Oh.
But Natalia and Charlotte and Becky Lynch have all been in 3.
Oh.
As of tonight, Natalia will be the woman who's been in the most. But
You have
that's
to finish the match. Like, does the statistic roll over when you enter the match or you're announced for the match? Or do you have to finish the match and then it gets, like, it clocks up to 4?
Because what if she'd been attacked on the way to the stage? and couldn't-
Exactly.
the bell had not rung.
So she hadn't participated.
No.
So she was tied.
She
Grant
was
is right.
Yeah, when the bell rings, she will have been the participant with the
I think you need to be in the match when it's finished,
I
not when it just rings.
think what they were trying to say is that she was the person in this match who's been in the most.
Yeah.
But they were saying that they just said she was in more matches than anyone else, but Becky and Charlotte were in every one that she was in also.
Yeah.
They aren't in this one though, because they've got more important things to do, like a very confusing middle of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
Yeah.
Do you remember not to bring it back in. What was that pay-per-view where like Rusev fought Big Show randomly in the middle of the pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, the one that felt like a really weird episode of Monday Night Raw.
That's what
Yeah.
This is that same kind of feeling.
I can't remember that.
That was which pay-per-view was that? Because that
like
pay-per-view
Battleground or
sucked.
something?
Yeah, it was something weird.
They did that on a SmackDown in 2014, October 2014.
You're just looking up times Rusev has fought Big Show.
Fastlane did it.
Fastlane.
That was the one.
2017.
That was the one. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
So was there any storyline that was done going into or addressed in this match?
The Dana Brooke stuff was good.
Yeah.
Dana Brooke like trying to prove herself is like, and this is like legitimate beef she's had. Like she hasn't been featured on TV at all.
Yeah.
And she's getting over with the crowd. Like the crowd like notices. Like we know when somebody is like trying real hard, or what we perceive as trying really hard, and not getting any opportunities.
Yeah.
Whereas we're told in anytime Vince McMahon is on public media or anything like that, he's like, gotta grab the brass ring, pal. Like, and it's like looks like Dana to us, the fans, is trying to grab the brass ring. And not getting rewarded or anything. So that's something we can all rally behind.
And there was another thing with furthering the Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville friendship and maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on that train. I think they'll F it up. But
they're going to fuck it up royally.
But there was a bit that they mentioned on commentary where basically one of them, they were like, one of you gets in, but not both of you. And Sonya Deville was like, Mandy should go.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Not that it did her any good, but hey.
She actually came out with her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She was there. She was there at ringside. I actually cannot recall if she got involved in the match at any point.
I think she did. Yeah.
I think she
she was at
did.
the end when Bayley knocked both her and Mandy Rose off the ladder.
Yeah. How did you think the actual, like, again, this is not really the point of this podcast, but the actual, like, in-ring
it was fun
stuff.
It was a lot. It was a Money in the Bank match. They all kind of blend together.
Yeah.
There's nothing really like other than it's very rare. Maybe it's just my fault as a wrestling fan in 2019 where it's like something really needs to stand out, I guess.
Like they did a bit where like Dana Brooke went up and like didn't grab it, like, but just sort of like grabbed on and then like swung off the ladder and then swung back and then that was it.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like, oh, I thought that was going somewhere, but then nothing really happened. And I felt it was kind of lackluster from an in-ring performance.
Yeah, the ladder matches I remember are the ones that like have a story going into it, a strong narrative thread.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems recently, the last couple years, at least the last couple, Money in the Banks have just been like, oh, we're just going to put 6 people together or 8 people together.
Yeah.
And they're just going to fight because we have this MacGuffin for you to fight over.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe in the last couple of years, there hasn't been somebody who I've really wanted to win. So that's another reason, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
for me to like really get invested in a character and I'm like, oh, I really hope they win. And then if they don't win, then I'm upset, but that's a good thing too. It's like, oh, and then now I'm feeling their defeats and reveling in their victories kind of thing. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons that I watch wrestling. It's like you latch on to somebody and then you go through the ups and downs of their character's arc and stuff like that. But there wasn't anything for that in either ladder match for me. It was just kind of like, oh, they're just doing a ladder match and it's cool, right? Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not trying to downplay the fact that it's dangerous and it's punishing to the performers in the ring and they're putting their bodies on the line.
Ember Moon hit an eclipse off a ladder.
Yeah, from the outside of the ring. The ladder was on the outside and she jumped in. It was wild. Yeah,
that was a good move.
Ember Moon. When's she gonna be able to do something?
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, other than have a finishing move that she's popular for. That's it. I wish they leaned into the werewolf thing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a whole thing, but I guess not.
No. But
at the end, though.
Yep.
Didn't we have? Oh, right. No, of course Sonya Deville got involved in the match. The finish of the match.
Yeah. That's what I said. She got pushed off. It was her and Mandy were.
Yeah, and she is like lifting Mandy up the ladder.
Yeah.
To try and get her to do it, but Bayley climbs up the ladder, pushes them off, and
I did
then
not expect Bayley to win.
Takes the briefcase. Miss Money in the Bank Bayley.
And then they interviewed her.
Cuts a promo in the ring.
Yeah. Actually, this is a good time to bring that up because I don't think we talked about it at the WrestleMania episode because Sasha Banks hasn't been seen on TV since WrestleMania because apparently she's sitting out her contract. Apparently.
Well, I think she'll be back. She needed time. She wanted some time off because she was upset. This is all what we infer from the hearsay and from sources, but basically, she and Bayley thought that they were going to get a chance to like make something of the new women's tag belts, right?
I totally forgot they were a thing.
They
weren't even mentioned on this show.
Yeah, because the Iconics have now been champion for longer than Bayley and Sasha were and have done nothing.
Wow, I totally forgot they existed. It was
Yeah.
that fast. Oh my god.
That's why Sasha's upset because they were like,
she's
"You're the
got a point.
champions."
I just proved her point.
Because they were like, "You're the champs," and so they said, "Great, we want to make these a thing." And they cut that whole promo, be like, "We'll be on Raw, we'll be on SmackDown, we'll be on NXT, we'll be defending these wherever," and then they lose them at Mania, so they don't get to do any of that. And then the Iconics, who I love, haven't done anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Sasha was understandably upset.
Justifiably upset.
And so, now Bayley's missed Money in the Bank at least. And she cut a promo in the ring afterwards about how, she's not here to talk no, that was the Ricochet thing. She's like, I'm here to prove that I can still hang, basically. So
yeah. She's like, I don't need a partner or someone to like carry me, kind of like not like that, but I just mean like she's here to be Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we thought Bayley was going to be the female John Cena?
She still could have been. Maybe she still can be.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
But I mean, like we had high hopes for her coming over from NXT. But
we had high hopes for a lot of people coming up from NXT.
That seems to be our MO, right?
Yeah.
All right.
They just have the ability to tell better storylines down there, and we're interested in storylines.
I think we're starting to realize that, though. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that's like breaking news.
Yeah, but I just mean like, as far as tempering our expectations when someone moves up to the main roster. Now
it's a punchline. Now it's like, oh, cool. I wonder, they'll lose their last name in anything that makes them interesting, right?
I forgot about the last name thing. Yeah.
Is Aleister Black still Aleister Black, or is he just?
I think he's still Aleister Black.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't taken that from him.
Can we get like a Death Watch clock on his last name?
Yeah, we can do that.
Speaking of people that do still have their last names, Triple H is backstage on his phone when Sami Zayn shows up and is
this was awesome,
really keen to talk to Triple H. He's like, God, like Triple H is just trying to have a phone call. A clearly fake phone call. He's just trying to do some business, and Sammy's like, I need to talk to you. Sami Zayn's new character
is awesome.
Is
us.
Yeah.
He's getting mad at people for being internet fans.
Yeah, so it turns out WWE is a super toxic environment. It's because of this audience and your ugliness.
Apparently, it's basically Vince's mouthpiece, where Vince is kind of self-owning himself here. Basically, the words that Sami Zayn is saying is what Vince thinks internet wrestling fan complainers are.
Yeah.
Except that we're all going, yes. And
cheer this man.
Right? Basically,
it's like when Daniel Bryan was like, we're killing the planet, and everyone's like, yeah, we are.
You boomers are stealing from us. And Vince is like, ha ha ha. And we're all like, but that's true though.
Yeah.
Where's the lie?
Yeah.
Right? And so Sammy's like doing weird promos about what everyone on the internet thinks, and we're all like, yes we do. Yeah. Meanwhile, Vince is cackling like, ha ha ha, look how stupid he sounds.
I got him. I'll burn these keyboard cowboys.
So Sammy's in the ladder match.
Yeah. Because
and so is who else is in the ladder match? Lashley?
Yeah.
Is that who he mentions? The point is he's afraid that Braun Strowman is going to kick his ass.
Yes.
Because
Braun was
Braun
in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
And then Shane McMahon put Braun and Sami in a Falls Count Anywhere match Braun's spot in the Money in the Bank match is online. And then Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley helped Sami Zayn beat Braun Strowman.
Because they didn't want to fight him in the ladder match.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's totally rad.
So now Strowman is mad at Sami and McIntyre and Lashley. And so Sammy's like, what he's capable of. He's obviously gonna beat the crap out of us.
Yeah.
He's gonna like attack us backstage, and Triple H is like, better tape up your fists, I guess.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
He just wants to run a wrestling show, Graham.
Yeah. Very, very strange.
I love that part. I love that segment there.
That was great, yeah.
Like Sammy's character is great, and like the initial promo was like the Raw after WrestleMania where Sami came out, and he's like, "Glad I'm back, but I'm sick of you people." It's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should probably go watch it. Tells everyone to go to hell. It's great.
He also here's an example. This is a weird thing. So the Monday after Double or Nothing, the AEW show,
right?
Sammy's promo on Monday Night Raw, they mention AEW. He says it out loud.
Yeah.
Then they cut that from the YouTube version of that promo.
Yes.
And everyone's like, Sami went rogue. He wasn't supposed to say that. And apparently Vince was pissed off backstage, was like yelling up in the gorilla position that Sami would say that.
Yeah.
Then it comes out.
I haven't heard this.
That I thought we talked about this. That
I just know that he mentioned it. I don't know
that
if it was
Vince because there was conflicting reports about whether or not it was planned.
Oh my god.
And apparently it was planned.
Yeah.
Vince approved it.
Okay.
And then acted mad backstage to like, I don't know, like get his own staff.
What a weird company to work at. You imagine working at McDonald's and then your manager like tells you to do something and then pretends to get mad when you do
that guy's burger.
Yeah. And then like you do it and then he gets mad at you for doing it. Like, what'd you do that for? This is horse shit.
Yeah,
and you're like, you told me to do it.
And the whole thing is just to make the assistant manager uncomfortable. Because then afterwards, your manager comes to you and is like, haha, we got him.
Oh yeah. And afterwards he'd be like, that was a great joke. He'd be like, fuck, man. Why? I just don't understand. Multi-billion-dollar company run by that man. Does anyone else think this is weird?
Yes.
Like, we all think it's weird, right?
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more freaked out I get.
I don't
understand. It's wild. It doesn't make any sense.
So, yeah, I assume that they cut it out of the things because they heard that Vince was mad, except now it's apparently back in the Hulu version. I don't know. None of it makes sense.
Cut it from the YouTube, but leave in the Hulu version.
It'll baffle.
It'll be the Mandela effect. They won't know if it happened or not.
God, please no one ever tell Vince about the Mandela effect. God, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
He already thinks that wrestling fans have no long-term memory.
Yeah, he thinks we never remember anything. He's like, they don't remember anyway. Fuck 'em.
Reuse the storyline.
Yeah, just do it again.
The next match is Rey Mysterio challenging Samoa Joe for the United States Championship.
Yeah, and Samoa Joe's thing is like, hey, Rey, your son sucks.
Yeah, Dominic is involved again. Remember,
dude, Dominic's so big. I know we talked about it last time, but every time I see him, I'm like,
he's already learning.
He's so big.
He's already learning how to watch TV like a wrestler.
Yeah, it's so shitty.
They cut to him backstage doing like the 45-degree angle.
Nobody watches TV like this. Yes. I love watching Leave It to Beaver. Much like that. I don't know why I chose Leave It to Beaver.
Weird, odd choice, but sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember when there was a match for custody of Dominic?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah.
So luckily,
they had a ladder match. They put the contract in a briefcase.
Luckily, Dominic's custody is not on the line tonight. But what is on the line, again, is the United States Championship.
Yes.
This match is 1 minute and 40 seconds, bell to bell.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio wins.
Yeah. It was weird. Who wrote this? Why? Did somebody get injured?
I guess maybe did Joe get injured? Is that why?
Joe got like his nose, not nose broken, but he was all bloody and stuff.
Yeah, but so?
I don't know. I don't know if they had to call it early or not, but it didn't. It just looked like it wasn't supposed to end at that point.
The storyline going into this was like also kind of like it was just sort of.
Well, Rey Mysterio was like, I thought when it first happened, I was like, oh, they're just the story they're telling is that like Joe beat Ray really quick, and then Ray was upset, and then Ray had something to prove, so then he beats Joe really quick.
Yeah,
but it's like the way they display
Joe beat him at Mania.
Yeah. The way they display Samoa Joe doesn't work to being beat
No.
fast. You can't beat a big monster, a big tough guy real quick. It just doesn't work. It doesn't help the character. And if that's the character that you're going to display on television and your weekly shows and your pay-per-views, then why would you go out of your way to make it not look like he's the big tough scary monster like Godzilla?
It doesn't make sense to me either.
I'm getting upset now, man.
Yeah, this whole show is weird.
I want wrestling to be cool, and I want to enjoy it.
Me too, but this show was weird top to bottom.
They're just like, they're really testing my patience with this one, Graham.
Yeah.
And I think I have a limit. I have a bottomless well of patience.
And you really do.
I really do.
You really do.
And the things I like are like, I like almost everything. I like Batman versus Superman, okay? That there is no limit to the things that I will find positive
Holy shit.
aspects of, okay?
Yeah.
There's no limit. And this show and this wrestling product, and I don't know what it is, but lately they've just been like, what are you doing? It doesn't make any sense.
This whole 3.5 hours felt very weird.
Yeah. It's like Vince got out of the closet, man.
Yeah.
You know when they had him locked in there for WrestleMania? And then they're like, okay, Vince, you're allowed to get out now.
I'm going to ruin everything.
Came out like Rita Repulsa. Like, finally free.
So Ray's the U.S. champion now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened since.
Well, I mean, after the match, Samoa Joe beat up Ray in front of his kid.
Right, of course.
Gotta get your heat back, brother.
Yeah.
Yep. That was it. I don't know. I haven't really... I got some wrestling to catch up on after this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a week behind.
Backstage, Braun Strowman wants to know where Sami Zayn is and assaults a stagehand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Further confirming Sammy's uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah. Sami was right.
This is great because it's like Sami was right. Braun's a maniac.
Yeah.
If you were at your job, like if I'm here at the Lure office and I'm like, fuck, I took Beej's spot on Dice Friends. Like, are we sure Beej isn't here? I'm not feeling safe. And then like we cut to Beej running around the moon base fucking hitting people and like
Braun,
like
to be
Adam was
clear,
right.
Braun did, as part of the lead up to this, put Sami into a dumpster that was then picked up by a garbage truck.
Yeah. Remember when they put Braun Strowman in a garbage truck and then fucking squished him and he was still alive?
Yeah. Apparently you can just do that because it happened to Sami as well.
Yeah, they just commit murders. No one remembers.
Yeah.
We say these things and Beej freaks out and me and Graham are like, yeah, that's wrestling.
Strap the fuck in, Beej, because this gets weirder.
Yeah, Beej. We should put a seatbelt on that chair. Beej has to buckle in every time he sits down. Okay, are you ready, Beej? Are you buckled in? I'm like, no. Now I am. All right, fellas. So who did Vince McMahon kill this week?
I need some goldfish.
Yeah.
A sippy cup.
A sippy cup. Fuck yes.
Speaking...
But I just want to say, okay, so going back to the murder thing. Why? Because Vince McMahon... Storyline murders. Okay, so because you know how, like, Vince McMahon wanted to be written off TV, and you know what his solution was? He's like, well, just kill me. You will kill my character. And like, okay. And everyone's like, yeah, sure, I guess. So there's like a shot of Vince McMahon getting into a limo and then the limo fucking blows up for whatever reason, which they never explained. But I mean, like Vince McMahon was back the character.
They were going to explain it, and then Chris Benoit killed his family and then himself. And then they were like, maybe we shouldn't have murder on TV.
Like, hey, Vince, didn't you die?
Nope. Yeah.
Really? I thought that you got into and then it exploded.
Nope. Don't remember it. But it's right here.
Are you immortal?
Maybe.
You want to find out?
Yeah.
Speaking of murder, remember when Miz killed Shane McMahon by them jumping off of that piece of rigging and they ended their Falls Count Anywhere match?
Yep.
And then brought that storyline to an appropriate conclusion where Shane won the match but Miz won the moral victory?
Yeah.
What if that continued?
What if they did that, but again?
So now it's a steel cage match, which is like way less impressive than a Falls Count Anywhere match. But sure, because that's the next match. It's Shane McMahon versus The Miz in a steel cage match.
Okay,
what's been going on in the month?
Can I get picky for a second?
Please.
Okay, so Adam Savadan, the wrestling fan, always thought that the point of a steel cage match was because you couldn't get a hold of the person that you were trying to fight. And putting them in a steel cage meant that they couldn't run away from you any longer.
Yeah.
But that's not the case with this storyline. It feels like the steel cage match is just another match. And I know that's the problem we've had with all these matches, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it doesn't mean anything.
It's a normal match with more work.
Yes. It's a fucking normal match in a box.
Yeah.
So then what's the point of a Punjabi prison match? Is it that steel's too expensive?
Because it's weird and foreign and... Damn it, Peach. I was going to say it's weird and foreign and Vince thinks we don't understand it, but that might be better.
You weren't here for the episode when we talked about the Punjabi prison match.
I was not.
It was pre-beach.
Oh, I went...
We need to start labeling episodes.
I'll have to go back in time and
I went deep on how much bamboo the Punjab area actually exports. I looked up like agricultural statistics and how the fact that it's a bunch of bamboo in the Punjabi prison makes no sense.
No,
it's there for the alliteration and nothing else.
Yeah.
So
they've been doing this thing on Raw called Wild Cards.
Oh, fart.
I knew it.
Totally
I got him.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about the wild card rule.
Oh, it's a big one.
The wild card rule is the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. Basically, oh my God. So you have the brand split. And the two rosters, you have the Raw roster and the SmackDown roster, and they did the supplemental draft, Superstar Shakeup. Yeah. And I got a
How come they don't call it the roster?
You've got the new roster and the SmackDownster, and nary the twain shall meet. Except that you have three.
I don't know what the number
wild
was.
cards where every week on Raw, 3 SmackDown people can just show up.
Yep.
And vice versa.
But why, Graham?
In the same way that 2 main events means no main event, a brand split with wild cards means no brand split.
Yeah.
This is what happened last time.
Yeah.
They did the brand split, and then it held for a while, and they started bleeding over a little bit. And you'd have like Randy Orton showing up on Raw, but with a SmackDown thing, it'd be like, oh, we're just sharing talent a little bit. And then they just called it the Raw Super Show featuring SmackDown superstars, and they called it the SmackDown Super Show featuring Raw superstars. And then there just wasn't a brand split anymore. Yep. And that's what's going to happen now, I guess. I don't know. There's all sorts of speculation about, because now Raw is staying on USA and SmackDown is moving to Fox.
Yep.
And there's people suggesting that like Fox wants absolutely no crossover between the shows, and there's other people suggesting that SmackDown or that Fox wants lots of crossover between the shows to keep it exciting, and it's impossible to tell what's real anymore. Wildcard rules are really stupid.
Yeah,
sure have a brand split or don't.
So Shane was cowards. Shane's been on Raw, and then The Miz attacked Shane on Raw a couple times, which was weird. Yeah. And this was before they announced the wild card thing.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten weirder after that. And then Shane hired some goons to help protect him.
Yeah.
Because that's what a good heel does.
I can't wait to see those goons in 6 years on the... You won't believe that this wrestler originally debuted on TV as one of Shane's goons on this episode
But
of
no,
Raw.
they were like actual wrestlers, weren't they?
Oh, were they?
He had like actual people. Like, not like there weren't actual people.
Human beings?
But like actual wrestlers, like people who had been around, and now I can't remember who it was. And I want to say it was like Lashley and them, but it's not.
Didn't he have Sanity helping him out at
That's
one
who it
point?
was! Yeah, it was Sanity! Yeah, he had Sanity helping him out at one point.
Now Sanity doesn't exist anymore.
Nope, they got dissolved, and then like Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf are like gone from the company, I guess?
No, they're in NXT UK.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did. I forgot. Because Walter's got a stable now, which is cool.
It's cool.
I mean, good for them.
But it's like, you did nothing with Sanity.
Yeah.
You
Literal
were like,
nothing.
Sanity's debuting on the main roster, but not Nikki Cross. But now Nikki Cross is coming up. Mm-hmm. But now her character's whatever. Also, Sanity hasn't done anything on TV. Now Sanity or Shane's hired goons. Now Sanity doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
What's Eric Young doing? Nobody knows.
Are you excited? Actually, now that I'm just deciding the fuck out of this episode.
What this whole pay-per-view
How about
is a
Robert
disaster.
Roode? Robert Roode's back. They call him Robert Roode. He has the mustache and everything.
I am on board.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
A little bit of,
Oh, it's great.
But
It's
I
a
like
good look.
Robert Roode.
If I thought I would look anywhere near that good with a mustache, I'd try it.
You look like this? Nope. Never do that again.
I just don't. I can't grow enough of a mustache.
Well, there's lots of mustache there. It's more than I got. I got nothing in the middle here.
Now my face
Place your
shape doesn't
bets.
work for this.
Place your bets.
There we go.
Which one do you want to see in a mustache?
No, don't like it.
Vote with your wallets. Subscribe to Patreon.
Yeah, that's better. I was gonna say vote now on your phones.
No,
but that's
no.
I like yours better.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Robert Roode that's cool. I like
Yeah.
that. This match. Sorry.
Where are we? Oh, the cage match.
The cage match.
Okay, so they try to get out a bunch. That's a cage match.
You know that thing where sometimes we complain about like rope breaks in no DQ matches?
Oh yeah! I forgot about this. Was the stupidest shit. I was
Yup.
so mad. I was like, this was a good example of. I was
Yup.
like, I made this joke on Twitter. I was like, are all the referees today just fucking people doing community service and they don't know how the rules work because shit got I forgot about this. So, The Miz, right? The
Yeah.
Miz had Shane in the figure 4
Yep.
and they're in a fucking cage.
Yep.
So there's no DQ, right?
Correct.
Correct. That's the ruling we're going with.
Yep.
No DQ
Means that when you get to the rope, there's no when you get to the rope, the referee does a 5 count and then you have to release the hold or you get disqualified. But in a no DQ match, when you get to the rope, you are not obliged to release the hold.
Yeah. So what happened?
The ref tells him to break the hold.
I was so mad.
And then commentary immediately goes, what is this ref doing? A steel cage match means there's no DQ.
Yeah.
Rope breaks don't break submission holds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, that is correct. What's happening?
Yeah.
What is I was like, is this on purpose?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did the ref actually fuck up and they decided that commentary was going to crap on them?
Yeah.
But like, there was multiple instances of referees doing weird stuff over the course of this night, and commentary was letting them have it.
I'm trying to remember what they did, what else they did, because there was another thing that was like egregious. Like it was like, what are you doing? It was like a 3 count or something happened where like
The crowd starts chanting bullshit for this too.
yeah.
Did the Miz oblige? Did he let go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the ref was like, you got to release the hold.
Yeah.
And Miz is like, okay, and let go. And the commentators are like, what?
What the what?
I'm curious if that was a real mistake. What would have happened if the Miz had, because the refs are told to call it like a shoot. If the Miz had held on, would the ref have counted 5 and been like, well, you lose?
Yeah, that would have been a shit show.
Which he couldn't, because at that point the Miz like count of 5, and then he would have been like, well, you're disqualified. And would he have to be like, I'm not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you drag a judge and jury into the
Yeah.
at that point and try the
Judge
whole-
and jury match. Let's go. Phoenix Wright. Objection. I'm just going to yell everything. I've never played a Phoenix Wright game, but I'm just going to yell B just losing his mind. That's the only thing I know. The only thing I know about Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, is from playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because he was a character in that game. You got to look for clues, and then when you found all the clues, you could get powered up and you go into investigation mode.
This is a fighting game.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and then like Phoenix Wright goes superpower, and he gets like a big pointer finger, like whenever he attacks, he's like objection.
And a
Sweet.
giant pointing arm comes out from the side of the screen and hits the other dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So the end of the match, I forgot about the ref thing. That's fucking wild.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what else happened. It'll probably come up randomly. I'll remember later, but there was like a weird 3 count or something that happened.
There was a chair involved. He like hit him with. Shane was trying to climb out of the cage, and Miz like hits his leg or something. At the end of the match is that Shane is trying to escape the cage, and Miz grabs his shirt, and Shane like squeaks out of his shirt and falls to the floor.
You ever like been
So he
trying to,
escapes the
like,
cage, so he wins.
It's kind of like when, I don't know, I've had this experience because I have nieces and nephews, but you're trying to get them into bed, and they like do that thing where they squeeze out of their fucking
When you like
clothes.
pick up a toddler and they just go like, whoop.
They do the thing where they put their arms up.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they just become unholdable. Like, they're just like, I can't, I don't know what to do. And they're like, it's my defense.
When Shane left the cage, did he like fall 10 feet onto a table?
Nope.
No, just
No.
onto his
Yeah.
feet on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just assumed because it was supposed to be taking place in a fucking box that he wasn't going to fall off anywhere high. But they found a way.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lame ending to a lame, which I'm assuming the feud's got to be done now. Is it?
But now, well,
I hope they feud.
No,
till-
it can't
I hope
be.
they feud. Please let them feud every pay-per-view until WrestleMania.
so it can't be done.
I want a Miz versus
because-
Shane match.
So here's the reason it can't be the end of it.
Yeah.
Is because the match at WrestleMania was Shane won, but Miz got a moral victory by beating the crap out of Shane.
Yeah.
This one is just Shane won.
Yep.
That's not a resolution.
But
that's less of a finality than the Mania match.
I think they see it as like Shane slipped out of his shirt, so it's like if he was. So now, next match, Shane can't wear his shirt. I bet you they'll do it. I bet you they will.
That's gonna be so stupid.
Do the cage match again, but make Shane not able to wear a shirt, and that's the last thing that pushes Miz over the top. It sounds like something they do. You're looking at me like, oh yeah, that makes sense. They probably will do that.
Shane is invincible as long as he's clothed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
That's where it's like, that's his, what's the fucking Harry Potter thing? His Horcrux. Is that what it is? Is that Shane's, is that what it is? That's
yeah,
Horcrux,
that's
right?
Horcrux, yeah.
That's Shane's Horcrux is his jersey.
phylactery.
His phylactery,
Yeah.
his fucking vessel of power is his jersey.
His custom jersey.
Yeah.
It's the same one every time. It just changes to that event.
It molds the need that it is used for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstage, the camera cuts in the middle of action as Triple H is running to the sound of yelling, and he's like, "What's going on? Where is it?" And it's like, "This way." And we round a corner, and we see Sami Zayn unconscious, strung upside down by his feet.
It's so good,
And
dude.
Triple H is like, "Get the camera out of here." He actually he calls the cameraman by his name. He's like, "Luke, come on."
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I like that. Like shoves him out of the thing.
Yeah.
And that's that whole bit. It's
Dude,
just
that was so
little
like
bit.
old school wrestling. Like, loved it. Thought it was awesome. Sami Zayn like hanging upside down. Like, how the fuck did he get up there? Like, it was good. That kid is on the escalator again. Sami Zayn is hanging upside down from the chain link again.
Our next match is the championship match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, which is convenient because I have to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna grab water.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I know. You're not making a joke.
No.
I'm gonna grab some water. Enjoy. Hey, Adam, editing this, you fucking piece of shit. Enjoy the blank screen, idiot. Next up.
So our next match is Tony Nese retains the Cruiserweight title. I'm sorry. I know we don't cover 205 Live. I understand it's good action, but
Yeah, it's just like I thought the match was fine. Arya Daivari came in like a real fancy car, which is like such a WWE like trope. Like the foreign heel is got lots of money and they come in the nice car, and we should feel stupid or like slobs because that's what makes them a bad guy. Because they're not from our country and they have a bunch of money. So it's like, why do they have a bunch of money? Oh, they took our jobs. And it's like, America.
Is Tony Nese not the bad guy?
No.
He comes out, he counts his abs as his entrance. That's like such a narcissist move.
If they're both bad guys, no one's a bad guy.
Oh. Well, whoever it was who planned the car missed a trick because he came in driving a Mercedes when he should have been driving an Aria Ferrari. I stole that joke from Twitter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah, would have been good. But I don't have any of my own jokes, so...
None of them?
No, that's not true.
That's not true, Graham.
Triple H finds...
You had the real good one last time.
Triple H finds Braun Strowman backstage.
Yeah.
And says that because of what he did to Sami Zayn, he's not going to let Strowman in the match. Strowman insists he didn't do anything. And Strowman just is like, all right, well, whatever.
Dude, at the end of this exchange, Braun Strowman says, whatever, man. But it sounded to me like he said, whatever, dad. And then stormed off. He was like, whatever. You guys like, Braun, you can't just go around beating up people. Whatever, dad. And then he storms off.
Okay.
Where's my Cure album?
Wow. Next up, we have a video package of the intense feud, the personal struggle between Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans.
I can tell you're upset.
I'm not upset. It's just been like, it's not been exciting or interesting. This whole, everything that's happened with Becky after WrestleMania has been such a bungle, in my opinion, from a storytelling perspective.
Yep.
Because it doesn't help that, and I know I went into this during the WrestleMania episode, but Lacey has been dealt no favors from her storyline between the Rumble and Mania.
Yeah.
Just like the showing up, waving, and leaving.
Because
that didn't help.
Anybody?
Didn't tell us anything new about her character. There was no development. There was just like reminder that she exists.
Yes.
And then so after Mania,
I mean, sometimes I would just rather be people reminded that I exist. You know? It's like, hey, oh yeah, Adam. Yeah.
oh, it's Adam. Oh, he's leaving again.
Yes.
All right. Maybe we'll see him again next week.
But
so
some
she
people
attacked Becky on Raw. Becky, who started calling her, what did she start calling her on Twitter? It was like second Charlotte or something.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like military Charlotte.
Ah, yes.
Something like that.
It's kind of like if Charlotte had like multiple action figures, it'd be like, no, it's military Charlotte.
Yeah, and then ice freeze Charlotte.
Yes.
And then like battle damage Charlotte.
Yeah, dude, the battle damage He-Man toys were the best.
Yeah.
Beat me to it. You
Did
beat me
battle
to
damage,
it.
yeah. You dip her in hot water.
Maybe if you were
and
paying attention to the show, Beej, you wouldn't be
I'm just sitting here stuffing my face with a fucking rice ball.
Yeah. He's eating a rice ball.
or as they're known in North America, donuts. What show was that? Pokemon?
I don't know, but it was
Dragon
funny.
Ball?
Sailor Moon did it.
Sailor Moon did it? Okay.
Sailor
yeah.
Moon did it?
Yeah.
Is that like
But they all do it,
Is
I'm
that the
pretty sure.
Japanese version of The Simpsons did it?
Yeah.
Ah, Sailor Moon did it. That joke already. We can't do
pretty
that one.
Pokemon's the one everyone will remember, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, they've been... Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans have been having a feud of sorts. It hasn't been particularly notable,
No.
but now Lacey
Basically,
Evans...
Lacey Evans' thing is like, I'm going to bring some class to the women's division.
Okay. Which she does
And she
by...
thinks Becky's a brute.
She makes her entrance. She comes out, whips off her skirt, and then two of those like money guns.
Oh,
and
yeah!
walks down the ramp, just like firing dollar bills out of her money guns.
I was hoping security nobody told security that she had guns, and she like pulls it out, and then she pulls these two guns out, and then somebody just comes in, like tackles her, like she's got a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, money guns. So that's how you know a wrestler is over.
Right.
Think about Johnny B. Bad.
Barry Windham, I'm gonna kick your booty with my two-left Bruder!
AKA Mark Marrow used to have a money gun. He used to fire that thing.
Did he really?
Yeah, he had a gun that was like one of those popper things.
Oh, like a t-shirt cannon?
Yeah, but it didn't just
Oh.
fire t-shirts, it fired money and like confetti and stuff.
All right.
His name
So-
was Johnny B. Bad. He looked like Little Richard.
This is the first of only... Or this is the first of two matches that Becky Lynch is in tonight because, of course, she is Becky Two Belts. And she's got these two belts. And she'll be defending one against Lacey Evans and then the other against Charlotte Flair.
Yay.
That's the other part of the Becky storyline. That's the SmackDown half of the storyline that's been just what a miserable situation that is. That it's just like, oh, it's Charlotte again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was Mania not enough of at least to pause their rivalry?
Nope.
Get Becky interacting with some different people?
Graham, no one remembers that she was in the match at WrestleMania. Okay? So let's just...
Like, maybe like Asuka. Nope. We're just going to repackage Asuka.
Sorry, who?
I'm sorry. One half of the...
Sky Pirates.
The Sky Pirates?
Yeah.
I thought they were like the Kabuki Warriors.
No, Sky Pirates. I'm pretty sure they're Sky Pirates.
Okay. Because
Kabuki Warriors?
some people, they made up a tag team name, and some people got upset about it because they were like, just sort of cliched, and then Asuka made a tweet posting that she's like, no, that's literally what I dress like.
Yeah.
That is what I am. That's not
them being like
usual.
Well, I mean, to be fair.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Like
this is the company that brought us Crime Time.
Yeah, Crime Time. Guess what? Guess what, Beach? Take some stabs at what Crime Time was.
Brooklyn.
Were they very urban?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By that, did I mean that they are people of color?
Mm-hmm.
Were they black people of color?
They were.
They sure
I
were.
see. Were they thugs?
Yeah, you know what they did?
Flash watches?
No, they stole stuff.
They just wait. Hang on.
They stole people's things from backstage and sold it to the audience.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of wrestling. And Vince McMahon.
Did people buy it?
Yeah.
The stuff?
By the gimmick or by the stuff?
By the stuff.
Both.
Both.
And they were like, oh.
Crime Time were great. Their gimmick was terrible, but
Holy shit.
they were entertaining.
Yeah.
Yo, it's Crime Time.
I
Is this-
forget. Yeah.
was this the
yo,
Attitude
yo, yo.
Era?
No.
What was it? Yo, pop your 40s, check your...
Pop your 40s and check your rollies. It's Crime Time.
Yeah. And you know Vince had no fucking clue what any of that meant.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Oh, yeah. I think that's why the New Day gets away with what they do, because he's just like, haha, great.
yeah. Yeah.
I love the part where he says skeet.
And I guarantee you that has happened or something close to that. It's not even like I'm not even like surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if I heard him say it. Like you played me a recording of Vince, be like, "What the fuck is skeet?" You know, but it's a funny noise. Really makes my fucking it tickles the laugh sensors in my brain.
The laugh sensor.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans begins by working Becky's arm.
Yep.
So that she can't lock in the disarm her.
Which was good. I liked it.
In-ring storytelling, we don't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
Also, at one point in the match, she pulls out a handkerchief and dabs off her face and then armpits before rubbing it in Becky's face.
Yep. Some good, solid, classic 80s heel work.
Yeah. The weird choice was the dabbing her face and then her armpit and then her face again.
Yeah. That's
before using it on Becky. That was an odd choice. I assume she just sort of got caught up in the moment there. But yeah, eventually Becky does defeat Lacey Evans to retain the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, Charlotte's winning.
So then Becky gets her belts, walks down the ring steps, and goes to head up the ramp. And Charlotte's music hits.
Yep.
And she comes out beaming ear to ear and then telling Becky to get back in the ring because apparently that match is next.
Yeah.
Which is, I assume Charlotte had something to do with that because no one who's actually trying to run a wrestling show would do that, but here we are.
So can wrestlers just change the card, or do they dictate when things happen? It's not like it was a Money in the Bank thing. It was like when Brock changed the card at WrestleMania.
Apparently, we've seen that. Yes, wrestlers can just do that, I guess.
Cool.
I mean, presumably there's just a backstage vignette that we didn't see of her going to Triple H or Stephanie or someone being like, hey, we should do this. So not only is Becky now also defending against Charlotte right away, Charlotte who's perfectly fresh and Becky who just went through a match with Lacey Evans, but also Lacey Evans is still there and just attacks Becky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, how long was this match? This was still a 6-minute match.
Yeah.
Charlotte wins.
Yeah, Lacey Evans hits Becky with like the women's right, is what
Yeah.
they call it. Her like right hand punch. Which is like always weird to me when a wrestler uses just a regular fucking move as a finisher. Like, oh, what'd you do? I punched them in the face.
No, but she punches real good.
Yeah, she's a real hard puncher.
Her thing is punch real better than other punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It makes sense when it's the big show.
Yeah.
When it's like, yeah, you get hit with an entire ham steak, then obviously you go down. But, I guess she's just got... Lacey
It's
Evans.
like, what's the difference between Lacey Evans' punch and Becky's punch?
Lacey was a Marine.
Okay, I could buy that then. Yeah, maybe. Okay, you sold me. You got me.
She's
I just
got
find it funny
she's got
when
very
the-
defined shoulders.
Yeah, like a roadmap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lacey hits Becky with the right hand, and then
To be fair, like Lacey Evans was not there the whole time, but she like runs back out and attacks Becky, and then Charlotte.
then Charlotte hits
wins.
a big boot, I think, or something like that.
So R.I.P. Becky 2 belts.
Yeah,
Which is a shame. I
But-
kind of wanted them to go with that for longer. And again, Charlotte effing
9 times.
Flair,
9-time women's champion.
9-time women's champion. But wait, whose music is that?
Wow, by God, that's Bailey's music.
That's Bailey's music.
Yeah. And I said, cash in, you fucking coward. But I wanted her to cash in on Bailey, I wanted Bailey to cash in on Becky,
Yeah.
which would have been hilarious. But she didn't. She cashed in on Charlotte.
That would have been really funny. But no, yes. She cashed in on Charlotte. Well, they fight a bit in the ring. Bailey basically knocks Charlotte unconscious and then is like, cool, cashing it in now. And like normally the ref for a cash in makes sure that the person can even like halfway stand, but he was like, well, Charlotte sure is unconscious. Yeah, ring the bell. And so Bailey drags Charlotte to the middle of the ring, hits a needless elbow drop that she should have just pinned her right away, and pins her and wins. So now Bailey is the SmackDown champion.
If you come across somebody, like if you came across me unconscious in this office and then your first action was just just give me a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's knocked out, right? He's never going to remember that I've always wanted to hit him. So might as well just give him a little punch to the face.
I mean, it would have been funny to see the play-by-play after the fact, like where she won, where it was like the bell rings, she pins her, like it.
Yeah.
Not even a move. It's just like the bell rings.
That's happened.
She pins her and she wins.
Yeah.
They did play it up a little bit where it was like I wanted her to cash in on Becky, where she was like, didn't really know. She looked at both of them kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because they were both like laying down. I think it was after she knocked down Charlotte. And then she was like thinking about cashing in. But she had just moved to SmackDown, so it wouldn't make much. But we wouldn't put it past the WWE to like have her be moved to SmackDown and then cash in on the now Raw Women's Champions. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bailey cashed in on Charlotte.
So
Bailey
now
wins.
Bailey's the SmackDown champion. The
Is
crowd
new
goes
thing,
wild.
At least to have one cash in on the show, like, you know what I mean? Because remember Dean Ambrose did it?
Oh yeah.
Was that last year Dean Ambrose did it, or 2 years
I
ago?
honestly can't
No,
remember.
Braun won it last year.
Right.
And Braun cashed in ahead of time. No, he didn't. Braun tried to cash in, and then the Shield screwed that up.
Yeah.
And then remember Braun was the bad guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Shield,
Question mark. So.
why is Roman Reigns having a match with Elias?
Why is Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Roman Reigns got moved to SmackDown,
Uh-huh.
there was this big hullabaloo about Vince McMahon came out and he's like, I've got the future of the business coming to SmackDown, and here he is, Elias. And then
Nice,
Elias
nice.
got introduced, and then him and Vince were schmoozing. Roman Reigns comes out and they called it the biggest get in wrestling history.
I think that's putting it a little high.
A little high. But yeah, and then that's kind of where they got from
Didn't
that.
Roman then attack Elias and accidentally hit Vince?
I think he attacked Vince on purpose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's Vince's thing. It's like now, because Vince has always been a bad guy, but I think that like if Vince really wants to get a babyface over, he gets them to hit him. I mean, it worked for AJ. Remember when AJ hit him? But
Yeah.
AJ fucking hit him. That clip still makes me laugh every time I see it.
He really went for it.
Yeah.
I bet Vince loved
Vince
it.
loves stuff like that. We
Yeah.
talked about that on the show. He's like, I want you to really hit me.
So we cut backstage and we see Roman Reigns walking. He's not even walking to the ring. He's got like his gear over his shoulder. He's just walking backstage, and Elias comes up from behind him with a guitar and just cranks him over the head with the guitar.
Yep.
Knocks him out backstage.
Yep.
So then Elias comes to the ring and plays an electric guitar.
This was fucking brilliant.
He's like, normally I play acoustic, but my guitar broke.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Elias.
He starts crapping on Hartford. I'm sorry, what's the phrase? Substandard toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Hartford, Connecticut.
They can't hold. Okay, this is where I got my idea for. I messaged you about it, but we need to make a T-shirt that is just a flow chart for getting heat for heels in the wrestling business. So it's like, name of hometown. Does the hometown suck? Yes. Does the hometown have a bad sports team? Yes. Do they still has the sports team moved?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
They don't like it when their sports teams leave.
No,
So yeah, he finishes up his bit with the Whalers.
Yeah, the
he said
Whalers.
the Hartford Whalers left because Hartford is a disgrace.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where I got the idea. Did their team move? Yeah, they did. And it's like, see you later, Whalers. Who had one of the best jerseys in the NHL? Don't at me, okay?
And then he says, "Thank you, good night. I love none of you."
Yep.
Which I thought was good. And then
he's really coming into his own on the microphone. Hey.
Oh yeah,
Elias. Like he's just good. He's confident.
He's still better at guitar than he is at singing, but it works for him.
Yeah.
So then Roman's music hits, and he's fine because he just got hit in the head with a guitar.
Fine.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He gets to the ring. The Bayley versus Charlotte.
Yeah.
That match was 20 seconds bell to bell.
Yep.
This match was half that. Bell rings, spear, 1, 2, 3, Roman wins.
What's the point?
I don't know. Especially since Elias was fresh and Roman just recovered from being knocked unconscious by a guitar.
Yeah, that's stupid as shit. I forgot about the... Man, maybe Vince is right. We don't remember anything because I forgot about the guitar. Because Roman's so tough and he's so cool and we should all look up to him.
Roman Reigns, super tough. Remember when big sucky baby Roman Reigns got hit into the announce table during the Royal Rumble and had to go backstage and have his... for 45 minutes and have his wounds tended to and then came back out and won.
Yep. I totally forgot about that, but yep. Man. Remember when Roman Reigns got put in the Accolade, but Rusev used a fucking chain to do it?
And he powered out.
And he powered out of it? Man, could we just talk about...
Was that the last cool thing Rusev ever did?
No, I mean, the last cool thing Rusev ever did was come out of the tank.
Yeah, this was after that.
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't that
exactly? That's my point.
Oh, well, I thought that was the death of his credibility when he put Roman Reigns in an Accolade with a chain, and Reigns was like, "But I'm okay."
Yeah, I thought the death of his credibility was leaving NXT. Yeah. No, I think you're right. You're probably right. That's probably... I mean, the last cool thing I thought was the tank thing, but... I mean, Rusev Day was pretty cool. And then they got rid of that.
Yeah.
How do you... You know what? I know we've talked about it time and time again. But it's like, how does somebody get so popular and they just ignore it?
Because they didn't do it. They didn't choose for that person to be popular. They don't like it when things happen organically.
But that's the beauty of wrestling. That's when wrestling's at its best.
Yeah.
I don't get it, dude. I don't think I ever will get it. Where were we? I don't even remember what we were talking about.
The next match, because that match took 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah. That's
the whole middle of this pay-per-view was weird as hell. But now we're on the back stretch. The Universal Championship match, Seth Rollins defending against AJ Styles. The storyline leading into this match is that AJ Styles is very good, and he wants to be the champion. And Seth Rollins is the champion, so he says, "Hey, Seth, we should have a match." And Seth says, "But I'm the champion, but then you are very good, so I guess we should have that match." Ha-sha-sha.
I think AJ, actually, to be fair, AJ won a Fatal 4-Way or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the...
But,
that's
the through line was, hey, you're good. Hey, I think you're good too. Wow, we're both very talented.
Yeah.
We should probably have this dream match.
Which means that this is basically the best storyline going into this night.
Yeah.
Because sometimes simple is better.
It was a good match, though. I really liked it.
Yeah, this was probably...
I mean, to be fair...
Was this the longest match of the night? It was.
It was.
Yeah. 19 minutes, 45 seconds, bell to bell.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... There wasn't anything, too crazy. AJ... I love it when AJ hits that, the moonsault into the DDT thing.
Mm-hmm.
Off the second rope or third rope, top rope.
Yeah.
Nobody calls it the third rope.
Styles countered the curb stomp into the calf crusher.
Yeah, that was wild.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, turns out when you put your two best workers in the ring together...
Do they still call it the curb stomp, or do they call it the blackout?
It's the stomp.
It's just the stomp?
Yeah. the blackout. He did do that Ripcord knee or Kingslayer knee or whatever the fuck they call it.
Oh, yeah, they do call it the King. Do they call it the Beast Slayer now?
I thought they called it the Ripcord knee.
He's the Beast Slayer.
He's the Beast Slayer.
Right. He was the King Slayer, now he's the Beast Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think killing a king would be more important than killing a beast?
If he beats Randy Orton, then he can be the Legend Killer Slayer.
Yeah, the Viper Slayer.
Oh, you remember the Legend Killer gimmick?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Legend Killer, Randy
The
Orton.
Legend Killer Slayer. It sounds like an anime.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Revolution Knee.
That's what it is. Yeah. They've gone through a bunch of names. Ripcord knee, Revolution knee,
We're just going to throw shit at the wall and see
the
what sticks.
Kingslayer knee,
Yeah.
King's Landing. Oh, they call it King's Landing because Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's
Do
culturally
you know that
relevant.
popular anime Game of Thrones? Granuel Stark. Have you ever watched it?
Popular slice of life anime. Game of
Everybody's
Thrones.
running around fucking late to the class with the toast in their mouth. Is that what it is? That's what they do in slice of life animes. Be just fucking losing it.
Yeah. That'd be good.
There's
I like
Jon
this.
Snow, toast in his mouth.
Running down the street with Wolf.
Yeah.
Ghost beside him.
Wow, found
Yeah.
the fake Game of Thrones fan.
I haven't watched since like season 3.
I still haven't watched the series finale. I watched every episode but the very last one.
Yeah.
Still don't know what happened.
Oh,
That's pretty impressive, right?
yeah.
I think that's more my ability just to ignore things and just like get all worked up about, looking for spoilers. Anyway, match was good. AJ lost.
And then AJ goes to leave and then comes back in, and then Seth holds the championship up.
Yeah.
And then AJ extends the hand for a handshake, and Seth like thinks about it.
I loved how AJ at this point where AJ was like, "You know how hard this is for me." That's
Yeah.
my AJ impression. That was awful.
Yeah,
Holy
I like
shit.
that. You could hear him be like, basically asking Seth to not leave him hanging. He's
Yeah.
like, this is like,
This is
accepting that you're the
hard.
better man here is really difficult for me, and you're making me look like an idiot. And then Seth shook his hand.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Friendship.
Yeah. Next, Charlie Caruso is backstage with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Big E is still out injured. And Woods says he's going to respect Kofi Kingston's wishes and stay in the back because Kofi does not want any help in this match because he is defending the WWE Championship against Kevin Owens.
Yep.
But first, there's not a match. There's supposed to that's the next actual match, but before that, Lucha House Party, which is
yeah.
Lince Dorado, Kalisto, and Grand Metalik come to the ring, and they're like, it's going to be a 3v3 tag match against who I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't even pretend to have opponents.
Nope.
Because then Lars Sullivan comes out and just beats the crap out of them.
Yeah. Whenever I see Lars, this has been like Lars's thing, where he's just beating people up, and for some reason, when he beats up the Lucha House Party, I feel like he's just beating up kids, even though like they're not children. And
he's
I don't
enormous.
know. He's enormous, and I think like I'm not saying like they're small, but it's just like when I think Lucha House Party, I think of like something that you would hire to be at your kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like Lars is just really mad that maybe these people are doing a job that he thinks is not worthwhile, and that's why he's upset. He's like, what do you
Kathleen
mean
was-
you're entertaining children?
Kathleen was watching over my shoulder and saw Lars Sullivan, and she was like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "It's Lars Sullivan." She's like, "Did they just hire another large man?"
Yeah.
What happened to Braun Strowman? Oh, he was around earlier.
Yeah.
Well, what's this guy's thing? I'm like, yeah, he's big and mad.
Yeah.
Something like notably a piece of shit, but yeah.
Tell you what, there's something amiss with that beard that he's got going on.
Something amiss. Wow. Did you steal that one from Twitter?
No,
Dang, that's good.
that's me. I've said that one before, not on this show, but
That's
I think
a
around
good
you.
one. Yeah,
'Cause,
he's
like,
got a
every time I-
weird looking like
Every
Amish
time
beard.
I see Lars Sullivan, all I can think of is that Simpsons episode where they build the pool.
'Tis a fine barn, but sure 'tis no pool, English.
He looks like he could raise a barn all by himself.
Man, he's a barn. You ever seen that Adventure Time episode with the barn?
No.
Yeah. Someone will know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, I referred to him as a noted piece of shit because there was a whole
Oh yeah,
a whole fooferall online because he said a bunch of deeply ignorant things.
Deeply
on-
ignorant.
I'd go
Deeply ignorant's a
further
really
than-
nice way of putting it.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say I should go further than that because a lot of it was going right into, I would say, hateful territory.
Yes.
A lot of racially charged, shall we say?
Yes. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it too.
Yeah, and people were like, "Hey, did you know that Lars Sullivan is a racist?" And WWE was like, "We can't hear you."
Yeah, they literally did that.
And
they were
then-
just like,
and then people were like, "We're gonna make a bigger stink about it."
Yeah.
And then they like all of his old tweets got deleted, and they were like, "Not only does he apologize, but we're also gonna fine him $100,000." And it's like, that we're glad you did something, but he's not even making that much a year, and you've now fined him for stuff he did before he was employed. This is weird.
yeah.
The WWE consorting with known racists.
Yeah, shocking,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Weird, right?
Presented by Papa John's. Because I found out what happened.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Right.
He the chairman of the board, Papa John, whatever his name is, used the N-word during a earnings call.
Holy shit!
That's what it was.
no fucking way.
Had to resign as chairman. So there
During
you
an
go.
earnings call?
Yep.
What the That's wild. Good old populist Johns.
I guess they're probably just Papa John's is just trying to improve their image now by working with the WWE and Lars Sullivan, I guess.
Yeah. If you hang out with bigger racists, you look like less of a racist. But is there a bigger, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like the tippy top of the mountain, right?
Well, he's certainly the biggest racist I know of.
yeah, Lars?
Yeah, he's like 350 pounds.
Yeah. I'm sure there's bigger ones.
The only reason that people
Also, a reminder that Hulk Hogan is still a racist, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to forgive him.
the only reason that people have sort of relented on talking about Lars is because Big E, who did not let up about Hogan on social media, talked about how not only did Lars make his like public statement apology, but actually like seeked people out and specifically talked with people about it. Basically, the upshot of the tweet was Big E being like, people deserve a chance to change and improve themselves, and I buy that he is trying.
Yeah.
And people were like, okay, we'll cool off for now.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
As long as he's trying. I mean, like, we've all...
His character,
I
on the
don't
other
think
hand, is
I've-
boring.
I don't
so
think
it's
I've
like,
ever said anything to that extent, but I've said some dumb, shitty things in my life, right? Like, we've all been there. And we all move on, we all grow. And I definitely believe that people need to move on. And someone's going to be like, well, you don't give Hulk Hogan a chance. I really like teasing Hulk Hogan. I think it's funny as hell. And that's why I keep doing it.
Well, also because he's shown absolutely no remorse. He's like, I'm sorry I got caught, so here's what's up. If you're going to say anything...
Are you sorry? Sorry I got caught.
I mean, he gave a talk to the locker room that was like, look, all this stuff that happened to me obviously was terrible. So my advice to you is, when you say something racist, make sure no one's filming it. And it's like,
Lars Sullivan's clapping in the background. Should have taken his
Innovator.
advice.
yeah. Thanks, Hogan.
Oh, man. All right.
Should we just...
Okay.
What? Hang on. While we're on this side...
I love these. Yeah.
While we're already on this, like...
Oh, we're going fucking off.
Tirade or whatever.
Yep.
Let's briefly talk about the next pay-per-view, because we're not covering it.
Oh, yeah. I actually meant to ask you, but let's ask live on air.
Yeah, the show being advertised as, quote, as big or more than WrestleMania, which is a very strange way of wording it. And it's definitely not going to be bigger than WrestleMania. Yes, WWE returns to Jeddah
Yeah.
for the WWE Super Showdown.
Man, I can't wait till...
No women's talent, of course, will be
Yeah.
participating because they wouldn't allow that. The government of Saudi Arabia, who arranged to have that journalist killed in Turkey.
Yeah.
The government has asked Sami Zayn not to be invited because
Yeah.
he's Syrian
Yeah.
and Muslim.
What a fucking shit show.
And so he won't be participating. Who's Daniel Bryan and John Cena
Have opted out.
have said that they won't go.
Kevin Owens isn't going.
Kevin
because-
Owens won't go because
yeah.
Sami Zayn's is not allowed to go. I don't think Sami would go anyway. But
We're not covering it on
lots
the show.
of other people are going.
It's a good thing you brought it up because I was going to say
Yeah.
we're not covering it. We didn't
No.
do it last time, or we didn't do Crown Jewel. We're not doing this one because I'm not even going to watch it. Not even watching it.
It makes me like I use the net. I'm sharing the network with someone else, so I can't like cancel my subscription because it's not my subscription.
Yeah.
This is weird to have in the middle of to talk about in like the middle of an episode, but like I feel weird at all with WWE with that they're cool with this. That
Yeah.
they're just like, well,
Because
they're paying us a lot of money,
Yeah,
so
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
it's
like,
fucked up.
yeah, it's fucking weird. It's
And
messed up.
And I wish I didn't like so many of the people, so many of the performers, and I wish I didn't like the product so much. Save this particular pay-per-view, because it's like it's just I feel very conflicted about it.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, we're not watching it. We're not covering
No.
it.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm certainly not gonna. Certainly not gonna watch it. I didn't watch the last one, and all I heard about it was that it was bad.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see any part of the last one.
Neither did I.
No.
Oh, well.
I wonder if they'll invent a new belt again, and that
Wait,
we never see again.
But they did invent a belt, Graham.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. That's what I mean again. Because remember they made that the first one that I did watch,
Oh, the Crown Jewel?
where they're like Braun won the greatest Royal Rumble.
That's what it was.
Braun won, and they're like, you get a cool looking championship belt that's never seen again.
Oh, yeah. Do we have time to bring up the belt they came up with? We'll cover it at the end of the show.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that at the end. But
Okay. End's good.
Anyway, back to this.
We've got a show to cover, so we're almost there.
Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
After WrestleMania, Big E got injured and had to step away for a few weeks. Boy, has he been amazing on social media. He really, really wants to get with Becky's mom.
I've missed this.
That's irrelevant for this, but he's been doing a lot of jokes online about like trying to get like Becky's mom's phone number. And
Oh, really? That's
because she was
hilarious.
posting pictures of her with her mom, and Big E was like, like eyes emoji, and Becky was like, "What? Well, like, what? Stay away from my mom." And he's like, "Hey, that's her call to make."
She's a grown woman.
Yeah.
She can make her decisions.
So Kevin Owens was like, "I'll fill in."
Yeah.
As part of the New Day, in
And
Big
no
E's
one was like,
absence.
wait a second. Haven't you betrayed everybody that you've ever partnered with? Ever?
Yeah, without exception.
Without exception.
No one brought that up. So they were like, sure, Kevin Owens is in the New Day now.
Yeah.
And it took 3 minutes?
A week. A literal week.
Yeah.
They went from, welcome to the New Day, Kevin Owens, and then the next week Kevin betrayed them.
Yeah.
And everyone's like shocked Pikachu face. Like they're just like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah. So, because he wants the championship. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. What, Pete, what's up?
How can a man turn against breakfast?
Yeah.
Really,
Exactly.
it's the most important meal
if
of
you
the
turn
match.
on the New Day, it's like you're turning on the concept of pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do you hate Lucky Charms? I did eat that Bootio cereal.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
It tastes like Lucky Charms.
Oh, okay.
It was delicious.
Pancakes is like, frankly, the bottom of my breakfast carb power rankings.
What's the top? Hash browns?
No, I mean like bread related stuff.
Oh.
Like, for me, I think waffles and then French toast. And
Ooh,
then
I think I put French toast at the top.
yeah, it's tough.
French
Waffles
toast
and
is
French toast
real
are
good.
really, really close.
What about crepes?
Actually, wait. Okay, hang on. No, crepes are on there. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Number one, stuffed French toast.
Stuffed with what?
Oh, you get it with like raspberry and
What if I stuff it with more French
like
toast?
raspberry and cream cheese and stuff. If you can do that, stuff it with cinnamon toast crunch. Sure, why not? No, okay. Stuffed French toast, and then waffles, then regular French toast, then crepes,
Yeah.
I don't know where Blintz falls in there just because I have never had it. And then pancakes. Pancakes are just the bottom.
Wow, suck it, pancake lovers. Graham Stark hates you.
Croissant, Danish,
Oh,
Danish
Danishes.
is-
Any breads? Yeah, still more than pancakes. Yeah.
and even toast. You would put toast above pancakes.
How about plain toast?
Just
Toast, no butter.
no.
Does that?
Well, because
No, 'cause you can
waffles
put on
you can
whatever
still
you
put
want.
stuff on
Yeah.
waffles and put on
I
everything
guess
else,
so.
right? So
Yeah, toast. Where does toast?
Yeah, I like toast.
More than
It's
pancakes?
just good bread.
I'd much
sourdough
rather have.
toast.
So here's the problem. It's in a vacuum. If I make the pancakes, then then they probably move up a couple bits. But like restaurant waffles, fine, right? Restaurant pancakes are always garbage.
yeah.
Yeah.
With like 2 exceptions in town, and one of those places closed.
Hear that, Papa John's? Your pancakes suck.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Pancakes are they got tomato sauce and meat on them?
the world's biggest
What the hell?
pineapples
very
on
strange.
pancakes.
See those fucking animals eat them with their hands.
Yeah, they're so crispy. You cut them into like triangular pieces? I don't understand what you're doing with your pancakes, Papa John's.
Now I just want to make a pizza, but it's a pancake. You know what I mean? Like big enough.
Just make a giant pancake.
Yeah, a giant pancake about this big.
Uh-huh.
Put some pineapples on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sounds
Some
great.
cheese.
That sounds great.
That does sound great.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah, like
hungry.
mascarpone or something, like an
Yeah.
actual dessert cheese.
Yeah. Well, this is a weird tangent.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so Kevin Owens betrayed, to the shock of no one, Kevin Owens betrays the New Day.
Yeah.
Spends a couple weeks attacking, not Kofi, Xavier.
Yeah.
And so I really don't think they're leading to the breakup of the New Day with this.
No.
But I don't know if it's my own head who just seeing it. You know what I mean? Like every time Kofi's like, no, I got to do this on my own, even though he's beating up my friend. So it's like the story through line could be like, well, ever since Kofi became champion, now everybody just beats us up and they don't beat up Kofi. You know what I mean? Like this is horse shit.
Right.
Like, you know, like, but I don't think that they're not smart. I don't want to give them credit for it. Right. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's the storyline. Kofi is still champion, which is surprising because Kofi wins this match
Yeah.
and like clean as hell too.
I don't think it's that surprising. I think this was the right call.
But I thought for sure WWE would give Kofi his big moment and then Zack Ryder him, like, you know, like a couple weeks
I was
later.
afraid of that, but after he didn't drop it like the next SmackDown, I was like, okay, I think they're going to hold on for a little while.
Yeah.
Also, I like that Owens just uses the Stone Cold Stunner now.
Yeah, that's just.
They call it the
I
Stone
wonder
Cold
if they
Stunner.
got if he must have gotten an okay from Austin.
I assume. Yeah.
I would like to hear the story. But yeah, that's I don't know who Kofi's feuding with now. I'm like a week behind or something. But I don't know who. Oh, it might. We don't. Oh, okay. I can't. Well, we're here. We're at the Money in the Bank match.
Right. Your main event.
Yeah.
The men's Money in the Bank ladder match for your choice of the Universal or WWE Championship, depending on who you wish to challenge. Your participants
Who
are.
would you pick? Not knowing who the champion was,
The
would you pick
WWE
Raw or
Championship.
SmackDown? You'd pick SmackDown?
No, I picked the WWE Championship. I don't care about the show. WWE Championship's the one with the lineage.
No, but I mean like because you would go to SmackDown then. That's what I'm
Sure.
saying. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm saying I don't care
What
about
show would you want to
like,
go fight for?
it-
That's what I'm wondering.
well, yeah, I guess SmackDown then. I'm more interested in the lineage of the belt.
Oh, okay.
The Universal title was invented a couple of years ago, and it was like Finn Balor for a day, some Roman Reigns in there, Seth Rollins recently, and then a whole ass ton of Brock Lesnar, and that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas the championship that Kofi is holding goes back to like Bruno Sammartino. And,
Yeah.
like
I'd
all
pick
through that.
I'd pick the Universal Championship because every time I look at it, I think about candy. I can't even keep a straight face with fucking beach.
Now I want to get like a waffle and put candy in the
Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks waffle. Mix it into the batter.
What the
Why not do that?
local genius Brendan Deary
Wow.
invents
What's it like-
superfood?
What's it like to have a big brain for being actually smart and not just from a bunch of concussions? That's genius. Holy shit, you're the smartest person I've ever met.
I didn't mean in the batter. I just meant like putting gummy bears in it like afterwards, like in
But
the,
Beach
in the
like
recesses.
next level does. He's like, what if we put it in the batter?
Yeah.
Like,
Holy moly.
I'm listening. Tell me more. Yeah,
so-
I would pick Universal.
Cool. Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, Ricochet, Andrade, Ali, Drew
Sorry,
McIntyre.
is that Andrade Ali or
No, Andrade,
space?
Ali, two men who've lost their names in combat, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton.
That actually might be my favorite thing about WWE. Is that how they just feel the need to like, gotta be one word.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
It used to be like it 6 months ago. This would have been Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, Ricochet, Andrade Cien Almas, Mustafa Ali, Drew McIntyre, and Randy Orton. But, you know, give it another like 6 or 10 months and it'll be Baron, Finn, Andrade, Ali, Drew, Randy, and Rick
O'Shea.
Yeah.
He'll be Irish.
Yeah. Retroactively.
Yeah.
You're Irish now. I'm definitely not. Well,
Right now, that's what's gonna sell tickets. Randall, Drew,
Randall,
Keith, man.
Randall, Andrew, Baronium, Finley. I don't know what Baron is.
Funly.
Do people name their children Baron? Is that a normal first name?
I don't know.
For barony.
Baroni. Baroni.
You'll
Nobody
notice
names their kid Baron.
if you've been able to count through our terrible name jokes, there's only 7 participants because they did not replace Sami Zayn
Yep.
in the match.
Not yet.
Yeah.
This is going to be so good. So I kind of want to just get to that part, but there's a couple things in this match I want to talk about. Finn Balor got fucking murdered. Yeah, he got absolutely demolished. Him and Andrade were on the ladder, and they were like doing the punchy thing.
Yeah.
Punch thing. And then Andrade did like a sunset flip, and sunset flip powerbomb Finn onto a ladder that was laid across like the ropes.
Yeah.
Like a table. And Finn just fucking bounced. Like he went like 6 feet in the air.
It looked really painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the ladder, bounced, landed on the ladder again.
Oh! I didn't know they added it because I had missed it on the weeks leading up to this. But Ricochet's theme song, before the music starts playing, there's a... They make like a gun noise.
Yeah.
Because Ricochet, get it? You get it?
It's the noise.
Do you understand though? Do you really get it?
Cool.
Wait, is it a gun firing or is it the sound of a bullet ricocheting?
It's a bullet ricocheting. Pew, pew,
Oh, the
pew.
pew pew pew. Okay,
Yeah.
that sound okay.
Because he's fast like a bullet.
Because if it was like a bullet firing, I'd be like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but that wouldn't even surprise. That would surprise me even less. That would just be like, oh, okay, it's just WWE being WWE. Like, let's put some gun noises.
I want to talk about the crowd reaction, but it's going to involve another digression.
Yep.
The crowd, in response to this move, starts chanting, "Yowie wowie."
Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't get to talk about that either.
So Bray Wyatt is back.
Yeah. Beach, have you seen any of this?
He's not back in ring yet.
No.
But he's appeared in a bunch of vignettes.
Yes.
It's the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
And it's Bray Wyatt as a children's entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sort of a Mr. Rogers kind of analog, except, you know, obviously he's built like a brick house, but
He's
yeah.
awesome weight too. He's slimmed down.
Yeah. And he's got his puppet friends. There's a rabbit and a buzzard, and is it
It's like Sister Abigail.
Is it
right?
Sister Abigail?
I think it's like I don't think.
like a gothic doll?
Yeah, it's like just a doll.
Yeah. And he sort of is like, "Hey children, how's it going?" And there's all these like very like brightly colored skits, and he's like, I was away for a while, but I got a lot of help, and he says "yowie wowie" a lot, but he ends his things with we'll be able to learn things together and get better and all that, and all you have to do is let me in, and it's
Awesome.
instantly unsettling.
Yeah.
And he has these gloves that say, one says hurt and one says heal.
Yeah.
And in the first episode of this, he's like, I keep this around as a reminder of the bad man I used to be. And it's a cardboard cutout of the previous, how he used to look, like previous Bray Wyatt thing with like the sort of Hills Have Eyes, like apron and whatever. And then he puts his hand up to his ear, the hurt hand. He puts his hand up to his ear and is like, yeah. And then pulls out a chainsaw and just like cuts the thing in half. And he's like, okay then, boys and girls, see you next time. And anyway, it started getting weirder and weirder. If you're at all interested in sort of horror movies and that, you might recognize this. The puppets are actually made by Tom Savini,
Yeah.
who's he's a special effects guy. He's been around for years. I mean, he's
Super-
acted in some stuff, but he's like,
done a lot of stuff for WWE before.
Yeah. I mean, he's been involved in like all the Romero movies and things like that. And then eventually it got to the point where in one of these vignettes he actually turned into like this like evil clown looking persona with like, you know, wearing a face as a mask sort of thing, but still going like yowie wowie. And it's like it's really, I guess, well, there was like a filter on his voice. Yeah. It's really unsettling, and it was good. It's
different.
At least it's different. At least it's something interesting.
And they're trying something new.
Yeah. It's still, if I can get nitpicky about the production, it's still.
That's what you're here for.
That's
why I hired you.
The Firefly Funhouse bits are not shot like a children's show. Like they're lit, and the cameras are still very clearly the WWE like live sports coverage cameras. Mm-hmm. So like it doesn't quite have the right sort of feeling. Like the sound is really hollow and echoey, and the set looks like not the set looks cheap. It's cheaper than they could afford, but cheaper than it should for this kind of thing. Yeah. And
it should feel like Sesame Street, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I would have shot them differently. Like it feels like someone wanted to make Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. But
what's that?
I will show you.
Okay.
It's amazing. But didn't put the effort into like the production values of it. Like from a directing standpoint and writing, I think it's all very solid, but just the way that it's shot and edited doesn't quite land in a way that I would like it to. Mm-hmm. But overall, the effect is really strong.
Is it as strong visually as the polka dot door? Because that's some TV set, Ontario stuff.
Yeah, the set is very bland is the thing.
Okay. Like, would you have shot it more of like a romper room kind of deal? Like that grainy kind of like, you know what I mean?
Romper room?
Oh, from the 70s and 80s, like film it in a way that looks grainy and old.
Yeah.
You know romper room?
Put scan lens on it.
And she'd be like, I see Jacob and Graham.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's a big B.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
But you shoot it in that style, like an old, like it looks like Mr. Dress Up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that. I think I know what you're talking about, and shoot it like Mr. Dress Up.
I think they were definitely trying to do.
But it looks too clean. It looks too modern, right?
Yeah, I think they were definitely. It's the problem also is that like the buzzard and rabbit puppets are already disturbing, right? Like they're just like that at a base level. Like in the opening title thing has like a little cartoon of them that looks very cartoony, but the puppets are already weird.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I think. Again, I'm going to reference Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, which is, it starts out looking like a sort of a Muppety Sesame Street kind of show and then turns, and it's very good and really unsettling. And I think they should have made the puppets look like happy children's puppets, so that when they start doing weird things, then it's even more disturbing, because they're already starting from a baseline of that puppet looks really unsettling. But so there's less contrast to make there. I still, again, these are nitpicks. I still like that they're trying something interesting and different. Yeah. And I've enjoyed
so different from the rest of the product too. Like like almost like it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's just like, whoa, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like going from this WWE, which is like this heavily this is heavily produced too, but it's just like it's so much.
They take so much effort to make everything look clean. Yeah.
That's part of it. I think that's, again, to bring back to the Jon Moxley interview. That's probably one of his gripes is like they try too hard to get everything perfect. Yeah. So like they'll have filmed something or filmed a promo, and then like a couple hours later, like, oh, Vince saw something he didn't like, so you got to reshoot the whole thing. And it's like it's an hour before Raw starts, and they're like, yeah, sorry. Like, holy shit, dude. Yeah,
it's maddening. Is there anything in particular you wanted to mention from the...
Just that Finn Balor spot. That was wild. I mean, this match was really good. I liked everything about this. Baron Corbin got booed out of the building. Some people say it's real heat, but I'm standing by it because he retired Kurt Angle. Yep. And he got introduced as that, right? Yeah, he got introduced.
Well, he asked the guy to introduce him as former Golden Gloves boxing champ, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner.
They brought it up.
Yeah. Former Mr. Money in the Bank. And
he did win a Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and the man that retired Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin.
Good for you.
So Bray Wyatt though showed up in this match.
Nope.
No.
We just
Wait, there was just a
the
bit?
crowd started chanting Yowie Wowie,
and that's
which is Bray Wyatt's
thing.
thing.
And then
And
we
I
said
realized I wanted to talk about how the crowd started chanting Yowie Wowie, but there's no context for that unless we go on that big tangent and explain about Bray Wyatt.
So they did it for no reason.
the
Well,
crowd.
because the phrase Yowie Wowie is already over, despite those vignettes have been appearing on Raw leading up to this.
Sure.
Bray Wyatt was not involved in this in any way, but the crowd is already on board with Bray Wyatt
and
as
they
a
thought
concept.
with Sami Zayn getting put out of the match
That he'd show up.
that he would show up.
I see.
But something better showed up.
Something bigger.
So
Because
we're nearing the end of this match,
let me see here.
and we look like somebody's gonna grab the briefcase.
Yeah, McIntyre goes to climb up. Orton
I
pulls
thought
him off into an
McIntyre was gonna win
RKO. Corbin sends Orton into the ring post and climbs up. Mustafa Ali climbs the ladder and counters into a Hurricane Rana. Everyone's out of the ring. It's just Mustafa Ali. He starts climbing up the ladder, and whose music hits?
One finger curls on the monkey's paw. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's back, baby. I missed him.
He was gone for like 3 weeks. Last time we saw him was the first match at Mania.
It felt longer.
Okay.
I missed him. I missed you,
So-
Brock. I didn't miss you, but this is wild. Like, what did we do to deserve this?
He runs into the ring. He knocks Ali off the ladder. He climbs up and he gets the briefcase and wins. He showed up for I don't know, like 20 seconds.
It's a hot minute.
So he won.
Brock wins.
Brock Lesnar's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I remember.
And scene.
I
That's
got-
it. The show's over. It ends.
I got people tweeting at me. They were like, "Remember that time on Sidewalk Slam that you and Graham said, I really hope Brock wins just to see the backlash, you motherfuckers." It's like we didn't say about that this time. I'm the one who usually says, "I hope Brock wins just so we can see everyone freak out." And then that time he did beat Roman and everyone did freak out. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So the best part about this is that the next night on Raw, he came out with his Money in the Bank briefcase on his shoulder, acting like it was a boombox.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
like
great.
dancing really goofily, and then people started memeing on it and putting different music in as if it actually was a boombox. And so then the next week on Raw, he came out and the Money in the Bank briefcase was now decorated like a boombox, and he was like really laying into it.
I like this version of Brock Lesnar.
He's being really silly.
He looks like he's having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay with me. Like, I don't mind seeing Brock every week if he just does something different, you know, and this is different. It's like him being a little bit of a goofball. It shows that he's having fun.
Speaking of him being a goofball, they did a bit on one of those Raws where he was like it had been teased that he was gonna announce who he was gonna challenge and when.
Yeah.
And then so they were like, okay, and then he comes out and I don't recall the impetus for it, but Heyman starts reading the Money in the Bank contract stipulation, and he sort of breezes past the bit where the winner they have a calendar year before they have to. But
You have until the next Money in the Bank till you have to
in
cash
which they can use it. And Brock's like, what? Like, what? Yeah, I have a year.
Yeah.
And Heyman's like, yes? And he just starts hitting Heyman with the contract. He's like, if I have a year, then why am I announcing it now? And Heyman's like, you mean you didn't know? I thought you knew. Everyone knew. It's always been like this. And Brock's just getting angry at Heyman for Brock not having read the contract.
Oh, fuck.
Is it's always been a year? And Brock's like, why didn't you tell me? And Heyman's like, I thought you knew. And so they're like, well, then I'm not going to announce it. And so they just leave. Yeah. It's like, that would be stupid.
It's so good, dude.
Because it would be stupid. Then
I
they
want
just
more
leave.
of this. I'm okay with Brock being around if he's around all the time and we get stuff like this.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen. It's not like sustainable, right?
Well, it already was dumb because then it's like, Stephanie was like, because of the like these reprehensible actions by Brock Lesnar, we're going to be fining him or something like that. And it's like, what? Because he twatted Heyman in the side of the head with a bit of paper. What?
Yeah.
Like, people have done worse
It's a PG era, Graham. We can't get away with everything.
People did worse at Money in the Bank.
Triple H tore the ring nose out of Batista's face.
Well,
He hit him with a chain.
Braun Strowman someone strung Sami Zayn up
Brock.
by their feet.
It would have been Brock.
I guess.
I've cracked this case wide open. Objection.
Sustained? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
I don't know how courtrooms work. Yeah, I mean, Brock Lesnar's here. I'm assuming that they were supposed to cash in. He was cashing in on Rollins for the Saudi show.
Oh, I guess.
But-
'cause they have a they have a match at
That's what was rumored. They haven't announced it yet. There's still Raw tonight, and
Right.
because the show is this weekend, the Saudi show. But if
the main event is gonna be terrible.
I swear, I swam to Jom. I say this with utter conviction. If Brock Lesnar cashes in on Seth Rollins and beats Seth Rollins at the Saudi Arabia show, I want to say I'll never do the show again, but I know it's a lie. It's like, fuck, man. You can't do this to me. As funny as I think it is when they do stuff like this, just please, don't keep Brock away from a title. Please, just please, I'm begging. This is Adam Savadan, a man standing in front of you, asking you, WWE, please, God, don't do this to us. Like, Lord, just please.
Those shows are basically non-canon anyway. I doubt anything of import is going to happen at it.
I hope not, because
The main event is Undertaker versus Goldberg, and it's going to suck.
yeah, it is going to be bad.
So the Saudi shows are fanfic.
Essentially.
When are they
Holy
slash
shit.
fic?
I don't think they allow that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to let that. I do want to see. Never mind. I'm not even going to. Let's keep PG.
What's next? There's a takeover. No, there was a takeover on June 1st, which you said was great. And then there's Stomping Grounds. That's the next one. June 23rd. Stomping Grounds at the Tacoma Dome.
Oh, right. Someone.
That's close to us.
Literally. No, but that's the weekend we're in for Magic Fest Seattle.
That's the last day.
Yeah.
The 23rd is the last day.
Are you serious?
You could
Yeah, I
literally
forgot.
go
Yeah.
that night. Do you want to stay over?
We may have just
Booked ourselves?
decided
We've
something.
been booked, brother. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Because somebody texted me a little while ago. You want to go to Raw on the Monday? And I was like,
because
no.
I was like,
I thought it was just the Raw that was in Seattle.
I
not
saw
leaving.
that it was in Tacoma, and I was like, ugh, it's so close, but like I'm already going out of town in June for Magic Fest. I can't, without looking to see if the dates lined up.
Oh, that's funny as
Hey, a
shit.
bunch of us are going to be at Magic Fest Seattle, so you should come and say hi if you're into Magic. That said, this is going to be the end of this show.
Yeah.
What a weird episode this was. I don't envy you this edit.
Brock Lesnar's back, baby. I don't care. I'm leaving half of this. I'm leaving almost all this in. Are you kidding me? The only thing I'm cutting out is your tasteless joke about the Cruiserweight match being the piss break.
No, I just literally had to pee.
I know. No, he didn't. He didn't have to pee. I saw him. I watched him.
What?
I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Do we have to pass? Do we have to pass rigorous drug testing to do that? Do we have to pass more?
He literally said that he watched you not pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have to pass? I have performance anxiety. Do we have to pass more rigorous drug testing than Brock Lesnar does?
I had to make sure you weren't just making a joke at the expense of the Cruiserweight division, Graham. Okay, this is serious business.
So first of all, I was. Secondly, I just also had to pee.
So both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brock Lesnar's back. We thought we were free from the curse.
Yeah. If you want to talk to us about your hot takes on Brock Lesnar and
Oh, I live for people messaging me about what was the damage modifier on X.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that to me on Twitter. I am at Graham_LRR.
Yeah, and you can do that to me. I'm at Wake Up Super.
And Beej
I'm thinking about changing it to something LRR related, but
is Why did you start laughing?
I wanted to see if you could remember it.
Beej at
fucking
octagon.social, right?
I was gonna be like Beej at fucking hexahedron.
Is it
horseshit website?
Is it at Beej at octagon.social?
That's correct.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb as hell.
That's how they have to do it, because otherwise it's like an email address. Because if it's just Beej at octagon.social, it's like, well, that's more like an email address. So they're like, well, it's actually at Beej, because if you're already on octagon.social, you can
Why not at beej.octagon.social?
Because then that's a domain. And the second at is what denotes the domain to the Mastodon network.
Beej is checkmating the shit out of you.
it
Why
has-
not a dot?
It
Domain.
has to know the first at to know that you're talking to somebody.
I'm asking honest
know,
questions.
I know.
Yeah. The first at is to let it know that you're talking to somebody, and if it's followed by a second at, that's to say, oh, that might not be on the same server. You can apparently at somebody on the same server without actually having to add the rest of that stuff. But if you're talking to somebody with their full name, and if you're on Mastodon.social and I'm on Octagon.social, which
Right.
I am, you'd have to go at Beej at Octagon.social so that it actually knows how to route to me.
Does that mean that you can say, in all honesty, don't at me or my server ever again?
Yeah.
All right.
This long, elaborate setup just for that joke.
I was legitimately curious.
Because I don't know shit about wrestling, so don't at me or my server.
Oh, I love that. I love you, Graham.
This
I was
show-
hoping that was just purposely you asked all those stupid questions just to fucking just. Oh, we got a big one. It's like a marlin.
This show
Yeah.
and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Thanks so much for listening to this, whatever this was.
This is. Yeah.
And we'll talk to you in another month after Stomping Ground. Bye.
Bye.